What's up, guys? Welcome in. What's good, the blue? Do you feel me? Hi, what's my name? It's You're not alone. 5 year celibate. That's amazing, man. How you been feeling? And how have you been staying so disciplined? It's my birthday. Hey, everyone in the chat, can we get a happy birthday, Marissa, in the chat? What is that? Like a June birthday? I'm not good with this. Is that like a Gemini, I think? Or did Gemini just end? You're about to start the journey yourself. Hey, it's definitely worth it, honestly. Okay, Gemini. The blueprint. Appreciate the rose. Hey, you got people on the YouTube side saying happy birthday too. So you love my videos, appreciate it. Bonjour. How are you? Got you, got you. You're in your fourth month. How you been feeling? What are the signs that SR is working? Mm, my income just keeps getting bigger. Uh Money is energy. So if you raise your frequency, you will attract more money. So the longer like I've been on it, the more like I've seen my money just go up. Uh Tashina, appreciate the follow. SR is just celibacy. It's a fancy way of saying celibacy for men. Dean, appreciate the follow. August, appreciate it. Thank you. And ID, thank you, thank you. Appreciate the heart, man. How's everyone feeling today, though? I used to have like a second channel where I used to just talk about SR, and I've been having like a lot of people that's been asking me to like make videos again on that channel. So I'm gonna do this stream, update you guys like my 1 year journey, and then yeah, I don't really like because on that channel I feel like I've already said everything that I could say about it. So I've been trying to move on to like another part of my life. Celibate 2 years, already made 100K this year. Hey, that's amazing, Andrea. Keep going. SR is just guys just being celibate, like a fancier way of saying it. But yeah, I do recommend everyone hop on a celibacy journey. You won't regret it. It's something that will change your life for the better. This society just has everyone kind of programmed into thinking that you need to be lustful, and you can see it in the ways when you'll probably tell someone you're celibate, they won't believe you. If you're younger, like I know guys make fun of the other guys too, like for even like being on this stuff. So that's how you could tell like it's a program in a lot of people to keep them in their lustful ways. Because if they're in their lustful ways, then you're pretty much giving energy to the system. When you have sex with somebody, it's a sacred energy exchange. So if you keep doing that with the wrong people, you're giving your energy to like demons pretty much, and ultimately feeding like a higher purpose within the elites and stuff like that. Once you go celibate too, like you'll start seeing things. That's something that like has been something that's been getting stronger and stronger since I've been on SR. I just see things and I know things that I feel like I shouldn't know. And it used to kind of like scare me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But now the things that I know, I just put it in videos to be honest. Because if I just kind of let all this energy just kind of like fester within me and these thoughts, it will low key drive me insane. So I think that's what it's all about, like transmuting the energy. Uh that's how you can like make things manifest by taking that energy and just putting it into things that you want to accomplish in this reality. You've been celibate for a year. That's amazing. Congrats to you. Make sure you guys celebrate your wins and your small wins as well. That's something I've been trying to get better with. But if you guys have a streak going for yourself, 3 months, 6 months, a year, just make sure you celebrate yourself. How does this reflect externally after the exchange? Wait, what you mean by that? Damn, the Almighty. I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah, you guys got to be careful. Like, choose your partners wisely. The wrong partner can like definitely like ruin your life. And that's why like when you are celibate, you're gonna notice people are gonna be sent your way to like purposely try to throw you off. That's why you have discernment when you have it. And if you guys choose to go to a demon that you know is one, you only have yourself to blame for like what's to come afterwards. Do you think you will eventually find a soulmate? Yeah, definitely. Also, your thoughts create your reality. So if you're moving with the mindset that you're not going to find that person, then that's what you're going to get. Love my content. Appreciate that. You also have my brother's initials. That's a synchronicity. My longest was 110 days. Hey, you got it, definitely. Uh, what has kept me disciplined is just my why is very stronger than that stuff, I would say. Beforehand, I would find it very hard to get a streak going for myself. And then I just start writing down like what I want to accomplish, what I've lost, and all that stuff has like kept me like going, like disciplined on it. Hey, 14 months. Hey, congratulations, honestly. To 1 year celibate. Thank you. Thank you. You looked healed and emotionally intelligent. More men should be this way. That's why I try to like lead by example. Uh, I don't know. Do you guys notice this as well? It's like you can't really tell certain people in the matrix things. I would try to tell like people I know, like, hey, like going celibate, SR will change your life. And it just doesn't register to them. It's like there's like a wall, there's like a veil. So now I kind of just plant seeds, to be honest. Like if I notice they're complaining about something where I know it's because of this, I'm not going to straight up say, oh, that's because you have a demon in your life. This is what's going on. I'll just say, like, oh, maybe you just got to be by yourself for a little bit. I appreciate the heart, man. They won't understand you exactly. It's like you're speaking like a whole different language. Your best tip on how to go on a long streak and not fail. Set yourself up for success. Over time, it does get easier, but in the beginning, if like you're like doom scrolling a lot, uh, if you are in situations where you can be around like other people, like you got to go in like in a period of isolation and really figure yourself out. Because I could like one answer doesn't fit all. Your triggers are going to be different than the next person, and it's all about going within and figuring out like how to counteract it. But my biggest thing I would say is just set yourself up for success. Chosen, appreciate the follow. For your celibate, congrats. I think someone said 13 years above that. Congratulations. After all, we are never alone. Facts. Appreciate the heart, man. How do you deal with loneliness? Read a book called The Anatomy of Loneliness by Teal Swan. That's a book that really helped me conquer my loneliness because I was able to see it loneliness from like a different lens and also ultimately just build a relationship with yourself. A lot of people don't like being alone because they don't like who they are as a person. So being by yourself and like being with your own thoughts, if you don't like yourself, then yeah, that could get very uncomfortable. But if you truly like yourself, like I love my alone time. Like I like just like going out and just doing things by myself. But it wasn't always like that. I used to like really need to be around other people. Mook, appreciate it. And Jesus, appreciate the follow. Good morning. How old are you? Continue to shine bright. Appreciate it. Linda, appreciate the follow. While you're fighting your temptations, work on your relationship with God. Facts. Everyone in here, while you are being celibate and on SR, yeah, build your relationship with God. I wasn't even a spiritual person before I hopped on like celibacy. Like I grew up religious, but I felt like me and my family were just doing it because it was the matrix thing to do. But then when I started going celibate, I'm like, oh, all this stuff is real. All these biblical stories they were teaching us when we were younger is actually real. And if you hop on SR and you go celibate, you'll start living that like in real time. Appreciate the heart, man. As soon as like I hopped on SR, I just lost everything immediately. Like everything that was no longer serving me, I was losing friends, relationships, my place I was living at. And I was like looking up like why would I keep doing this? But also too, what was happening was when I first start hopping on SR and being celibate, I would do it like for like a short streak, then stop. Short streak, then stop. When you guys do these things, you guys got to be all in, honestly, because you're confusing the universe like when you do that. Like you do it, then your stuff starts to manifest, then it gets taken away. So you really got to kind of have like a goal for you and hit it. Because if you're like wishy washy, you're going to get that same thing in return. It's SR for females. They still benefit from being celibate. Yeah, everyone in the chat, whenever someone asks us about SR, that's gonna be a question I get a lot. I don't like saying that out loud because I don't want to get I don't want social media to like flag me. So someone below can answer those questions. I'd appreciate it. Was tired of attracting the same kind of entity, different body. Yeah, that was happening for me like my whole life. I used to think that everyone was like that. I got to that point of saying everyone's a narcissist, this and that. And then I started looking at myself and I'm like, what am I doing to attract this? Like, yeah, your childhood and how they raise you will like program that to happen to you. But I had to take responsibility at a certain point and realize that like I'm doing stuff to attract this. So I started healing, which I could thank SR for that as well. Because when you do that, uh shadow work would just be forced upon you. The reason a lot of people can't go long distances is because when you stay on it, they can't face the thoughts. They start like tripping out. Trauma that they forgot they had or didn't even know they had starts coming to the forefront. So it's not a pretty journey. Once you're on SR, you got to face your demons and stuff like that. But once I did that, I stopped attracting the same people. And I don't want people to think that I will no longer see a narcissist ever in my life. I don't know why the spiritual community be saying that. Narcissists still be trying to come around me and play with me, but it basically means that now you see through them and now you have the boundaries uh strong enough to deal with the narcissist like when they come your way. Like your healed version is not gonna want to be like putting up with the stuff that you put up with in the past. I appreciate the gifts. Thank you. Appreciate the heart, man. But yeah, that's also how I started getting into all this like spiritual stuff. Because when you hop on SR for a minute, you can just kind of start seeing the spirits that is like on other people. And one question I do get a lot is, does attraction like is that a real thing on SR? For everybody, if you go celibate or you go SR, you're gonna start having a glow about you. You will be, I guess, like conventionally attractive in a sense, but people first hop on it like guys like I guess that have trouble with like women or something, they'll hop on it. They're like, "Oh, I just wanted to like do it for like women and some and stuff like that." But honestly, you start transcending that. You start understanding all that stuff is like superficial, to be honest. And it also comes with like a lot too. I'm not gonna lie. People think that that automatically means that like it's all gonna be good. But I've had a lot of issues with people trying to get my energy. And if I'm not trying to give it to them, they get very fat people do some crazy things. I'm not gonna lie to you. Never underestimate what someone that's not used to rejection. If you reject someone like that, or they feel somewhat rejected by you, don't underestimate how crazy they will get on you. And that's why I understand too, like this is like a very like spiritual practice. And that's why a lot of people, like well, monks, they end up being in temples and stuff like that. Because when you're on this for like a while, you can't really be around people. You quantum jump so fast that like you could try to be friends with other people. If you're staying on SR or being celibate, how much longer do you think you could be around that person? This practice brings out the demons in other people. People are going to project their insecurities on you, their hatred. Like I've seen some like what other people consider be normal people do some very weird things to me. And I can't even like really be like really take it personal because I understand why they're doing it, but they don't understand why they're doing it. So then I end up getting villainized in all these situations. Leighton, I'm pretty good. Thanks for checking in. What's the wildest thing you saw people do on this journey? Uh, Working a 9 to 5 and being on SR will have people do some like weird things, like try to like show you up to one up you. I don't really think you could be celibate for like a while and be in a 9 to 5 environment. Eventually, your frequency is going to vibrate you out of that environment. And to make that happen, you will see people in there get possessed and probably do false allegations. I've dealt with that. They will just start being like extremely rude one day. When you're quantum jumping because of this practice, people start version shifting. So people around you start becoming different people, but only it's because you're becoming a different person as well. Appreciate the heart, man. Your reality is a reflection of your thoughts and who you are as a person. So when you're on SR and you're changing as a person, your reality is changing as an instance. So if you guys are going to be on this, you guys got to get used to like being alone. And that's why a lot of people they can't be on it for too long because they can't deal with the loneliness. The loneliness becomes too much and then they go find somebody or go back to old toxic people. Got to understand change is not easy. Change is very hard and while you're on SR and dealing with those changes, it's just something you got to like learn how to cope with. Appreciate the roses. Hey, Bulldog, thank you. But yeah, being on it for as long as I have, I feel like has elevated me like outside of this matrix. I've been celibate or like I guess on a celibacy journey for like 3 years, but finally like a year straight on SR. But ever since like I've been celibate, it's vibrated me out this matrix. I see through like the little like manipulation, energy harvest. And when you're first starting to awaken to all this stuff, you're gonna feel like you're going crazy. Low, appreciate the follow. You're gonna feel like you're going crazy. You're gonna feel like, man, am I seeing things the correct way? And then you start realizing they lied to us about a bunch of different things. And then you start going through your 5 stages of grief. You're like, man, like, damn, they lied to us about this, that. You start getting depressed a little bit, but then you get to your acceptance stage. And I see BS all the day, but now I'm at a point where I kind of just like ignore it. understand that the world isn't perfect, and I just try to be a better person and put that out into the universe. And then you start to understand the laws of the universe is actually a real thing. The more positive you are, the more, I guess, a good person you are, the more good things will happen for you. Low vibe people are huge turnoffs. That's one thing you'll notice about like celibacy as well. The people I was attracted to before I started this journey to like now, it's like way different, to be honest. Someone that's like spiritually attractive, that's like vibrating high, that has the knowledge, that embodies it, those are the people you're gonna be want to be around. But the conventionally attractive people, I guess, in society, the ones that be doing the low vibrational activities, I don't really see them like how like other people be seeing them. And I be having like other friends, they be telling me like, "Oh, do you think this girl's cute? This girl's cute." And I don't really, I just think we have like a different lens at this point. Like when you find people that's in alignment, those are the people you're gonna find like attracted to you. And on this journey, you're probably gonna become demisexual, where you can still acknowledge someone for their beauty and stuff like that. But if you need like a emotional connection to actually like be attracted to somebody. What is SR? People have put it down in the comments multiple times. I can't say it out loud because social media might flag me. Appreciate the roses. What's up, LB? How are you? You're gonna notice like a lot of people just fall out of your life so the longer you're on it as well. This society I've kind of noticed kind of operates like on a social hierarchy. You probably didn't know this, but like some people, well, they probably don't even know it too, but in their head, they have you like in a position. And if some people have you lower than them in that in said position and you stay on SR and you start coming up to them, like I guess like an energy or whatnot, those people are not gonna like what you're doing and they're gonna try very hard to like sabotage you. So for example, let's say like you're at a 9 to 5 and like you have like a manager that is like above you, but that person has like insecurities. You decide one day you want to start hopping on SR and you hit a high streak. That manager that once liked you when you were insecure, when you were like meek and all that different stuff, you start elevating, that manager going to start attacking you. It's not going to like that your newfound confidence because that's what SR and celibacy is going to do for you. You're going to be able to start looking people in their eye, start talking with a whole lot more conviction. What I've noticed too is like I had to change my frame of like how I was operating with people because like I wasn't always a confident person like growing up. So I just always thought that was my frame of reality. When you hop on SR, now they're viewing you as like this confident person and they start treating you different where I'm still acting the same way, but an action that I did previously that might have been socially acceptable, now they're like, "Oh, you think you're better than us?" When I'm like, "I never said that." And they're like, "Oh, you think you're this, you're that." You start getting a lot of projections like on this path, and you can only really be around people that are like comfortable within themselves because if they're not, you're gonna pull something out of them that they didn't even know they had. And it's like you see them get possessed like in real time because they probably don't even know they're doing it. They probably get home, they're like, "Why did I just do that?" I appreciate that. We relate so much. Yeah, frequency and energy is everything. So if you guys are like in my like streams and you understand what I'm talking about, it it doesn't necessarily mean you're probably celibate as well, but you're like a high vibrational person that like vibes like that's vibing with me. For my streams and my videos, only two types of people are gonna watch it. One are the people that's on my frequency and understand what I'm talking about. or two, just energy vampires that needs to get energy from like whatever source. Your energy is going to attract a lot of energy vampires. They're going to see that like, oh, you have an overabundance of energy. And even if they can't understand what you're talking about, you're going to deal with like a lot of like rage baiters, which is funny. You're going to see them do like so much, like try to poke you and provoke you. And the crazy part about it is like when you ignore those people, they start going insane. And it's crazy to see like how far they're willing to go to get said energy. Because also like when you're on SR, people will like poke at you, they'll get bored and they'll go find another victim. But when you're on SR and like you're being celibate, everyone in this chat right now, if you're being celibate, I want you to know that you're like a rare Pokemon out there. Not a lot of people are doing it. So when you're like that rare Pokemon walking out there and someone's trying to take your energy, they probably will get to the point where they can't leave you alone because they've never sensed your type of energy before. They'll try to move on. They'll be like, all right, I got to stop leaving this person alone. Try to get someone else's energy. And it's like, oh, this doesn't feel right. Like, I need to go back to that person. And that's why you guys will have like a lot of people try to be a supervillain in your life when you're just trying to live your life. You're here just like focusing on yourself and someone's like, pay attention to me. And you're like, all right, that's why you got to understand not everyone deserves your like access to your energy. You guys got to start moving and being very stingy with your energy, because when you stay on this stuff for too long and you give the wrong person energy, you could potentially like end up having a stalker, potentially have someone that's trying to ruin your life just because they feel somewhat rejected by you. If you're being celibate and on SR, you will deal with a lot of smear campaigns. I've had so many lies done on me. I just stopped explaining myself. Every time a new lie comes out, I just be finding this stuff very interesting at this point. It's kind of like my entertainment, to be honest. It's like I end up in a newspaper article. I'm pretty sure you guys go through the same thing where like you don't know how they be coming up with these things. You know, some people know they be lying, but they're like they don't really have anything on you. So they gotta like try to like fabricate something to like get you out of character. Appreciate the heart means. Thank you. Jesus Christ was a man that was on SR for 33 years. And the longer he stayed on it, the more people hated him. And that's exactly what you got to go through. But it's a law of polarity. Like, even if you have people that hate you, a lot of people will love you too. You have people that's on the same vibe, they'll understand you, they'll get where you're coming from. They go through the same things you go through. So like it's like finally like another like normal person out in society. It's just that you being on SR, being celibate, once again, you're a rare Pokemon, so you don't really get that many people like that in society. And the people that you don't meet, because I'm not saying that everyone that isn't on your frequency is automatically going to hate you, but beware of people on a lower frequency, because it also doesn't mean that if they're lower vibrational, they're automatically going to hate you. There's like a gray area, because you will meet some low vibrational people that just want to be around you so they could benefit from you in some type of way. Like low vibrational people love very conditionally. So if you do want to keep a low vibrational person in your life, they want something from you, but it's not really being said out loud. And if it's not some type of materialistic thing, at the end of the day, it's just they just want your energy. Most don't understand the hypnotic trance they're in. Facts. And that's why having this knowledge, it's scary watching it happen to other people. because the energy will cause people to do like some very like crazy things that they never would have done like in a million years. So if you guys are trying to date people, you guys got to like really vet them out and see if they like you on a conditional basis or they like you for who you actually are, which is going to be hard to detect because when you're on SR for a while or you're being celibate for a while, it's like how many people do you really know like wants you for you? Because on their end, like that one person said, they don't even know the trance that they're in. So you can attract somebody with celibacy and SR, and they can truly think they love you. They can look you in the eye and say, "I love you so much. You're the person I was waiting for my whole life." And then you lose said energy, you might end up losing that person immediately. That's what a lot of guys or like people be like confused on when it comes to like SR and like celibacy. Will that person still like you like after you no longer have the energy? And for a lot of people, that's a no. When you're on this journey, a lot of people are only going to like you as like a concept. They like how you make them feel. They like to have the ability to say they have you because the dating game is like very like competitive. Some people don't want you for who you are. They just want to have you to be like to say that I got that person. And once they get you, you start having some like really bad behavior out of said person. I think lust leads to a lot of people, even good people, succumb to. Restraint is good for everyone. Facts. If you look at like a lot of like history stories or even like celebrities, appreciate the hat. Like I try to study this stuff and like try to, because history is always bound to repeat itself. So I be trying to figure this stuff out so I don't go through the same things. And a lot of people that had their downfall in history like was because of lust. Even a story in the Bible, like the Delilah story, that was a man that fell to lust. I believe the story was his power was in his hair. He ended up laying with some girl, gave away the secret, and then I guess people was able to exploit said secret. There's biblical stories about this, or even things you can see in real life that lets you know that falling to lust is not in your best interest. So you guys gotta like just be aware that everyone that's coming into your life isn't for your better good, to be honest. Some people like they just want you for lust, and as soon as they get that, they are out of there. A lot of like succubus out there, incubus, warlocks, um, oh, destiny swappers too. You guys will like attract a lot of destiny swappers because you have that energy within you. And when you are someone that holds on to your sexual energy, you start manifesting like very fast and good things start happening in your life. Some demons will see that from a distance and be like they want that for themselves. So a lot of demons they will do like smex magic on you, where you had smex with the wrong person, and then things will just start going wrong in your life. You start losing the things that you manifested. Appreciate the heart, man. You're 120 days in 2 days. Congratulations. Appreciate the heart, man. But yeah, I've manifested like a lot like on this journey. As soon as like I locked in for like my year streak, I manifested this apartment. I manifested not having to work a 9 to 5. I vibrated right out of that system. And you guys got to understand, like, even if you're not trying to leave or something, your frequency is gonna pull you away from something. Like you could be on SR being celibate, your frequency is going up, and you're trying to stay like at a 9 to 5 or something. And God is going to constantly show you that, oh, wait, no, it's time that you move on. And He's going to allow you to walk away by yourself. But as you guys all know in here, if you guys start ignoring like your intuitive signs, or if you ignore your discernment, things is just going to go very bad for you. And that's not just with jobs, that's like with friends and people as well. When your frequency is going up and you're around people that is not wanting to grow, you can't really keep those people in your life no matter how much you want to. Some of you guys are probably forced to cut off everyone around you because of that reason. And maybe some of you guys did it yourself, or God made them start spazzing out on you. So you were forced to run away from that demon, to be honest. Because trust, when God has to step in, that means you ignored a lot of signs that He was showing you. God's going to show you a red flag, and you're probably going to see it and be like, nah, it's nothing. God's going to give you another one. You ignore it. You keep doing that, and God got to step in. Now you got like this big blowout with somebody. Now you're crying over somebody because like they end up doing this to you, doing that to you. You're like, why did this happen? What do you mean, why did that happen? You saw all the signs leading up to it, but you chose to ignore it. And that's what's going to happen on a celibacy journey. You're going to be able to predict when someone is going to do you wrong. Appreciate it. And sometimes you got to keep going through it before you can trust that gift that has been bestowed upon you. But just as in the Bible, where God predicted Judas was going to betray him, you guys go through that same thing. You guys have the ability to see it. But imagine like you were like Jesus, like in the Bible, right? And your discernment let you know you had a Judas in your circle. You see Judas, but you're like, nah, Judas ain't gonna do anything. What do you think is gonna happen? Like, the prophecy is eventually gonna manifest where they're gonna betray you. And in real life, you guys got to be able to see that. But one thing about this journey, or not, like SR and celibacy, like off the table, when you're like an empathetic individual, you guys never want to see the bad like in people. Um, you guys like always want to make sure, like you guys always want to give people the benefit of the doubt. You guys always want to hold on to that one good thing they did like years ago. You got to understand, everyone in his life is either evolving or devolving. Sometimes people be devolving in front of your eyes, but you don't want to believe it. If your friend ends up getting possessed by a demon, it's time to go, honestly. Because your friend that probably was a good person when you first met them, now you're there being celibate, reading books, elevating, and what's their timeline looking like? They probably got cheated on, going through financial troubles. Instead of trying to elevate, they're succumbing to their demons and stuff like that. Stay around that person for too long, they'll end up snaking you out like in a bad way. Because eventually that person doesn't is not your friend anymore. That's like a demon in the flesh. And SR is going to have that happening to you continuously because you're going to keep quantum jumping into realities where people are no longer on your frequency. And if people are no longer on your frequency, then either you're going to get moved away from you, you guys are going to fight, or you're going to be able to see it ahead of time and be able to walk away. This journey will also have you guys get stalked a lot. Before I start this journey, I would see videos of people talking about stalking, G-stalking, and I thought to myself, like, oh, these people are crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. No one would ever be that obsessive. Sometimes you got to experience this stuff to actually know it's a real thing. So when I be talking about it and people don't understand me, I understand I was at that point too. But the amount of stalkers I've had like since starting this journey, it has been insane. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And wait till you guys get to the point where you guys have your stalkers like teaming up. That was what I'm like, all right, I'm nothing kind of really surprises me anymore on this journey. I just take everything at face value. Hey, Pandy, appreciate the follow. On this journey, you're gonna have people have like an issue with you, and they're willing to team up with other people they don't like because your energy gets very big at a certain point, and they understand they can't take you down like in one person. So people are willing to put their differences aside to like connect. So with the sole intention of trying to take you down. Don't think that no one's in a group chat not talking about you guys. It's pretty much like people are gonna have like an altar for you, like trying to wonder what you're doing, like what's your next move. When you're on this journey, guys, understand that anything you say can be used against you. People are out there manipulating, doing witchcraft, this and that, and you're out there just trying to connect with people on like a regular level. A majority of people sold their souls a long time ago. A lot of people out there don't want your friendship, don't want a genuine friendship with you. They don't want a genuine relationship with you. Some people see what you have and all they want to do is like conquer you or like be able to control you, because people somehow feel that if they're able to control you, that they'll be in possession of your gifts as well, which is not the case, to be honest. And celibacy will also make it so you can't be controlled. You start to just be able to see through manipulation. And that's why I can't really be around a lot of people, because I've started to see that a majority of friendships, it's just built on manipulations, some invisible social hierarchy, like ladder or something. And then I had to ask myself, like, all right, if I want friends on this journey, I think I gotta like see the manipulation and just play along with it or just act like I don't see it. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I can't do that. I don't know if you guys can do it, if you guys can like play the role that these people want for you. I can't do that. So as soon as like I notice the manipulation, I'm out of there immediately. And I'm fine being labeled the bad guy because I'm kind of going against society's like rules and expectations. Because in this society, 90% of people are playing these power games, and everyone has kind of like signed this invisible contract that you got to kind of accept the game, but don't talk about it. And I'm not doing that, honestly. I'm fine being by myself. And celibacy will make you completely fine to like love your own energy and stuff like that. But if you guys want to be out there dating, having friends, a lot of that is just witchcraft, manipulation. A lot of people, like, you probably try to date somebody and you're thinking about it like on a normal front. Like, I like you like me, we date happily ever after. Other people are like, all right, let me text him, but let me wait like 5 hours. I don't want to seem too picky. Let me do hot and cold. Let me ignore him for this day. Let me hit on this person to make this person jealous. I'm like, nah, I'm good off of that. A big thing about dating these days is like it's like a social construct. Like, I do believe in soulmates. I do believe it's out there, but you got to pass these lessons, these trials and tribulations, because it's more so like quality over quantity. But you can't date like a normal person or like normal person in the matrix once you've been on this journey for a minute. And if you try, God's gonna remove that person immediately. It's like you can't really be in a talking stage. Something weird is gonna happen. It's gonna start off like it's like heaven on earth, but mainly because people are mirroring you, and you guys got to be able to start seeing that. Remember, guys, you guys are like a rare Pokemon out there. Other people already kind of figure out that you're not gonna want to be with them if you can see who they truly are. So they know that, and they're like, you know what? Let me just be them. and then you don't know what's going on. You're like, oh, this person's like me. Your guard comes down, you connect with them, and then boom, end up traumatizing you like in the worst way. And then you think to yourself, like, I thought I healed. I thought I was able to see through this. Just because you guys healed and have discernment doesn't mean you're like impervious. No one is untouchable in this reality. And you guys gotta like never be on autopilot. That's what I'm gonna say. You always gotta like see what's going on. And sometimes like these demons, they know you have discernment. So they know ways to like kind of counteract it. If you deal with like a higher level demon, V, appreciate it. Thank you. But new levels, new devils. There's people out here, even now, like in these chats and whatnot. They want to be around and figure out what do we know? What have we figured out? Oh, they figured out this, so we're gonna start doing this and that. There's new manipulation videos coming out every day. People are out here reading the 48 Laws of Power, different manipulation books. Because some people, their whole life, they're just concerned about getting control over another individual. They don't want to really connect with you as like a regular human being. Because like I said, a lot of people sold their souls. And then when you look at when you look at the people at the matrix that's on the top, that's pretty much like what they're doing. They don't care about us. All they care about is controlling us. And they do that in ways such as 9 to 5s, politics, distractions in the world, causing us to fight each other when we're not even like the main enemy, to be honest. SR also showed me that like whenever like men and women are fighting each other, that's like a programmed thing. I truly believe we were put here to love. So when people are on the internet like complaining about women and when women are complaining about men, that's like a program that I be seeing. And then how you know like someone is programmed is like try to challenge their beliefs a little bit. Someone that's like a truly free mind is like open minded. They can challenge your beliefs and you'll be willing to like listen to what they're saying. If someone already has in their mind that they hate women or something, and you tell them like, "Oh no, I think it was this," and they start attacking you, that's a program right there. Divide and conquer. That's what they be trying to do. Because how are we going to overtake the people at the top if we're so busy fighting each other? Men need women and women need men, vice versa. Uh, but also to understand that because like a lot of people are programmed to hate the other gender, you have a lot of enemies out there. Like if you find someone that's on a similar frequency than someone that wants to like support you and uplift you, that's who you need around you. But a lot of people are programmed to straight try to take you out to make you hate the other person. And that's why on this journey, you have to kind of like learn to be the bigger person. And trust me, it sucks. It took me a while to get to that point. Girls in the chat, you're gonna have a lot of guys just do you wrong, like do you insane in the worst type of way. Guys in the chat, you guys gonna have girls do like some like very like weird things to you. But when they do these things, you gotta forgive them, honestly. Because if you don't forgive them, you keep yourself stuck at a certain frequency. And if you're in that certain frequency, you're only gonna manifest more things in your reality that is gonna justify what you are believing. So some people want to say that like all men are like this because of this and because of that. And that's only because right now you're at that frequency where you're just gonna like manifesting those experiences. So I'm not denying your reality, but I'm telling you ways that you can get out of it. Vivi, appreciate the dolphin. The guys that are like stuck on like red pill content, they're stuck at a certain frequency. The girls that watch that like sprinkle lady, forgot her name, but that's like a certain frequency she's tapping into. And those people are like benefiting from it. So when people are able to tap into that frequency and tap into other people's pain and stuff like that, they make money off that stuff, to be honest. They keep you in that pain frequency and you just keep benefiting them, but you keep yourself stuck at like this hellish reality. And also too, like once you kind of get to a certain point with like celibacy in general, like how I was saying that like it makes your frequency go up, you're gonna be able to see through all that manipulation, to be honest. So when someone comes your way and they try to like do a game on you that they learned on the internet or something, that stuff becomes very obvious. It becomes so obvious that you be thinking like, are they playing with my intelligence right now or what's going on? But it's not like they're playing with your intelligence. It's more so what they're doing. A majority of society does not see it. And that's why when you see it, and if you try to point it out, people will say you're crazy because they have that plausible deniability. It's like you see what they're doing, but you look like a crazy person where you'll be like, they're doing this because they did this and they did it this day. And you're like putting the pieces together. If you try to put the pieces together in front of somebody that doesn't have discernment, you're gonna look like a crazy person. SR and celibacy is kind of like what people would say lonely in a sense. Like I get it because you start to see things that other people won't be able to see. And if you start trying to like open up about what you're seeing, remember a lot of things you're seeing is like you're early, like you're not wrong, you're just early. And being early is the reason that like people are going to call you crazy, start attacking you. Someone says 16 years, no relationship. Sounds very peaceful. Appreciate the gift. Stalkers ganging up. Yeah, that's something you're gonna experience a lot. And this is how I always be saying like we're in alignment because anytime I decide to read the messages, one message you guys will say over here, someone says it over there, but you guys both said a G stalking message at the same time. But yeah, people will gang up on you, but understand that when you're on this journey, you're really like highly favored. Anyone that chooses to like attack you like while you're on this journey is gonna get it like very bad. And that's why you shouldn't be the one that like thinks that you need to go seek vengeance and be like you got to go attack people because if you don't, who will? You will notice people get their karma like in real time when they attack you on this journey. The longer you're on the journey, the faster people will get their karma. On this journey, I've seen people attack me, get fired like immediately, go homeless. Someone had like their birthday ruined. They have to spend like their birthday alone. And trust that like God is very loving, but it's also ruthless at the same time. Because also these people have to like learn their lessons so they'll be better. It's not like God is like a vindictive person where he's like, oh, all bad people gotta suffer. He's more so looking at it like, well, they have to learn and the punishment needs to fit the crime. So yeah, you be looking at this stuff like, oh, this is very ruthless. But if they learn the lesson and they elevate it from the experience, they could become better, honestly, and start manifesting better in their reality. But a lot of people, they don't look at life like that. You will have someone attack you, they'll get their karma, and then instead of them being like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have done that, they just start doubling down. It's like, all right, I'm gonna attack you even more. And then some people like they'll end up losing a lot trying to like mess with you and stuff like that. They'll lose a lot of money, attention, time, energy. And you be watching some of these people and you think to yourself, like, if you just took some of that like time, energy, attention, and put it into yourself, You can be like, you can elevate. You can be very big. You can be bigger than me, if anything. But they choose to spend their time on hating other people, and hate doesn't get you anywhere, honestly. If someone out there is hating, they'll feel good in the moment if they're able to get some type of reaction out of you. But then ultimately, they have to go home and they have to face themselves in the mirror. Some people always ask me sometimes, like in my messages or even in this chat, they be asking like, does a narcissist ever get their karma? It doesn't look like they get their karma because it looks like they're having a good time. Two things on that. One, going home and having to face yourself in the mirror is karma enough. You guys got to understand, narcissists aren't happy with themselves. They hate themselves. Like they might project, like they might show like they're like living a lot, like they're happy and stuff like that. They're not happy with themselves. But even aside from that, trust that they do get their karma. But why would people like put their karma like on the internet? Understand what you see on the internet is all an illusion. Everyone is just posting their highlight reels on social media. None of this stuff is real, to be honest. But if you see a narc, it's like smiling on the camera, like doing this, doing that. And sometimes they will even know that you're probably like waiting for them to get the karma in a way, or they want to show you that like they're still living their best life even after they did you wrong. But trust something happened behind the scenes that they're not showing the world. And if you're able to read energy, like you can see it too. Sometimes these narcs will like act like they're super happy, this and that. But if you have discernment, you can see they're suffering on the inside. Like something happens. And when you're celibate and you're on SR, you're like purifying yourself. For narcs, the opposite is happening. So if you're celibate, your skin starts clearing up. You just start looking more healthy, more happy. Staying as a narcissist, that ends up like weighing on them. They end up looking like a demon over time, to be honest. Yeah, you guys, I know like demons, they don't have a face. Some of them are attractive, some of them are charming, this and that. But they stay in that demonic way for a long time. It ends up catching up to them. They start aging faster. They start looking depressed. You guys ever have like someone smile to your face, but you can tell them they're like going through it like on the other side? That's what your discernment will show you. Like it shows you everything that people is hiding. You might also think that like you're invading other people's privacies and whatnot. How many of you guys be feeling like you be invading people's privacy with discernment? Drop ones in the chat. Ever since I hopped on SR, like that's how I've been feeling. I gotta like just ignore some of the stuff I be seeing. I be just playing dumb at times. I just don't really give away that I know more than I do. But having discernment is a lonely road because it protects you from a lot. Don't get me wrong, but seeing things that you're not supposed to be seeing, there's like a lot of responsibility that comes with it. You know, the funny thing about this journey too is playing dumb. That is a good thing to do because it allows you to like not let people like get away with the manipulation, this and that. But do you guys ever be feeling like damn, they really think I'm dumb? You be thinking to yourself like I know I played good, but there's no way you actually believe this because come on now. A lot of this stuff be very obvious. Oh man. Hey Sheila, appreciate the rose. And it's not even like because sometimes like you'll play dumb, but you probably don't think you did it that well. You're like, oh no, like I gave it away. They know. Never underestimates how like far someone's like in their ego. Like very egotistical people, they underestimate people a lot. And even though you probably did a performance that you probably didn't even think was that good, they really think you're slow, and it's insane. Sent me a rose, appreciate it. Monique, appreciate the dolphin. But yeah, SR is gonna expose all these different mind games that people be doing, which is insane because it's not like you hopped on SR and went celibate and people started manipulating you. It's only they were always doing it. This behavior was always existing. You just wasn't really able to see through it. And people was getting you for like people was like manipulating you like crazy. The pipeline from generational curse breaker who always got manipulated to someone that has discernment and no longer lets people play with them, that's a real thing. Where my generational curse breakers at? Drop ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. Going your whole life getting manipulated, and probably for like a lot of you guys, this stuff started with your family. Didn't even know your family was manipulating you. You're like, yo, family? Oh no, 100% amazing. They are here for me. Always have my best interests at heart. And all they were doing was grooming you to be around other manipulators. If it didn't feel like manipulation, it didn't really feel right to you. You'll be around other people, and once they start manipulating and treating you bad, you're like, oh, this feels like home. This feels like home. And then you awaken to this stuff, and you're like, yo, you start seeing all the little manipulation tactics that people are doing out there, the power games, the gaslighting. You're like, how do people just know to do this and not get like exhausted by it? Because the more you know and the more you see, the more it makes you not even want to be a part of society, because it's a lot of acting you got to do. It's a lot of lying. It's a lot of manipulating. And you be thinking to yourself, like, nah, I'm good. And because of that, a lot of you guys, as soon as you unlock discernment, you checked out of society immediately. You told God, hey, look, the free trial on life, I tried it out. It's not for me. So I'm gonna just be in the house until things get a little bit better. Because other people, like, it's like you guys can play the game too. Once you're like on celibacy and SR, it's like now you can see deeper than these people can. You have the empathy, you have the knowledge. So honestly, you can go out there and be a supervillain and take over the world if you wanted to. But you guys are like, nah, that's not you, to be honest. That just feels horrible. And some people, they do it and they get happy with it. And you guys never understood like how other people can just do that. Other people manipulate people, make them cry, and they're laughing and they're smiling. You guys probably had it happen to you. How many of you guys had people manipulate you and then like smirk and like laugh after it? Drop ones in the chat. That should have been the biggest indication that like demons exist. Because smiling in your face, come on now. There's no way a human being would do that. You got to be possessed by something. But yeah, we live in a very narcissistic society. People, they do it. They're happy when they're able to trick you, manipulate you. Very sadistic individuals. And you guys have never really been like that. You guys probably had a breaking point where you tried being like that and you was only able to do it for like 5 minutes, because when you try playing their game, you're like, nah, this feels weird. This feels inauthentic. You don't like people being under your control. How do you clean yourself from other people's energy? SR is a good one. Stay celibate long enough. People that have like a soul tie on you or some energetic cord, it definitely will fall off. But yeah, very sadistic. A lot of you guys being celibate and on SR, it's gonna show you people for exactly who they are. And if you guys don't ground yourself, it gets pretty depressing, to be honest. You know how it feels to, if you believe someone is one way for a majority of your life, and then now you're able to see through them? That gets very depressing. Like, you don't want to believe this stuff. A lot of you guys, it was like your family that you saw that was not who they pretended to be. Like a lot of you guys probably always knew something was off, but you never knew it was as deep as it actually was. Because after you went down that like rabbit hole, probably started studying narcissism and stuff like that, you start to see that you were surrounded by like a lot of like very demonic people. Hey, someone in the chat say what SR is. I don't want to say it out loud. Don't want to get flagged. But SR is just a fancier way of like a fancy way of like saying celibacy for guys. Thank you, thank you. But if you guys are just coming in, yeah, we're just talking about how celibacy can raise your frequency. And as your frequency raises, things are going to change in your life. People are going to change around you. You're going to lose certain things. But honestly, like it comes with a lot of good as well. You'll manifest better job opportunities, more money, more abundance. It'll make you more confident. You'll get that glow to you, the attraction that people be talking about. You become more intelligent and intuitive. Facts. Everybody drop their favorite SR/celibacy benefit in the chat. Drop your favorite benefits in the chat. And I'm gonna pick one to talk about right now. Hey Sheila, appreciate the rose. Work is spiritual warfare, 100%. Finances went up, personal growth, better time spent, facts, 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 discernment, power, you feel so much power, facts, clear thinking, protection from lust and limerence. Ooh, that's elite ball knowledge right there. Limerence. How many of you guys know what limerence is? Drop ones in the chat. Limerence. Having people like a lot of times you would think back in your journey and a lot of relationships you got into, you probably fell in love with who you thought they were instead of who they actually were. And that's limerence within itself. It can happen with someone you're in a relationship with, or it can even happen with someone you never had nothing with. Some of you guys are probably like yearning over somebody right now that you never dated, or someone you was probably in a talking stage with for a short amount of time. A lot of people will find themselves in limerence with avoidance because if you get into a relationship with a narcissist, at least you know who they are, you got the experience, and you were able to dip out. Avoidance, they give you that like you have that fantasy of what could have been, and because you're in that fantasy, it's like sometimes like you will date someone for a long time and it will take longer to get over someone you known in a shorter amount of time than the one you knew for a longer amount of time. And SR and celibacy will protect you from that, honestly. You start waking up and you start thinking to yourself, like, man, like, why was I like attached to this person? I just recorded a video about this, like, before I hopped on this live. I'm gonna drop it on my YouTube after this. If you guys don't follow me on YouTube, tap in, link is in my bio. But a lot of times you will go celibate, and after walking away from somebody, they will look a completely different because you start to understand that you were under like a limerence spell. A lot of people want to make sure they get you like immediately, get you attached in that soul tie, because the faster they get you, the faster you won't be able to see through them. Then you walk away from them, you stay celibate, they start looking like way different. You start seeing that actual demon on them, and you're thinking to yourself, like, man, why did I ever like even date that person? If that person wasn't even my type, like what was going on? And that was because you were under witchcraft. That's something you're gonna start seeing on this journey as well, is that like witchcraft is like a real thing. A lot of people are out there doing that. You start to see that you're under witchcraft a lot throughout your life. when it came to your family members, friends. You stay celibate and you stay away from people, you see through that stuff immediately. They do love spells and all to keep you hooked. Facts. Love spells is like a real thing, guys. Start being so in love with somebody, you can't even do your routine anymore. You start doing the craziest things. And I know we've all been there. Love is blind. You start acting away. You're like, why am I doing this? I'm not even like this. Thinking to yourself, like, man, I was doing good before I was with this person. Now my whole life is going down. I'm up late night crying over somebody that like isn't even my type. Like, what is going on right now? Yeah, love bombing is definitely like a love spell. If someone is telling you that they want to marry you like on the first date, run. If someone is telling you I want to have a kid with you, like you guys haven't even went on your first date, run. Um, Someone that's like overly complimenting you on things that like they don't even really know about you, run. This is why like a lot of you guys don't even date because there's so much like rules to this. If it was as easy as just like, oh, they like you, they like you like them, you guys would probably still be dating. But there's just so much out there that you don't know about and things to watch out for. And people can like love bomb you, do a love spell on you. And the crazy part about it is they can do that love spell and then abandon you like the next day and throw you for a loop. You attract few people in your life on SR, facts. No more tears with celibacy, facts. I was just thinking about that the other day. But yeah, someone could like love bomb you, do a love spell. And what's gonna throw you off is how quick someone can flip a switch on this journey. And that's gonna be further confirmation that the world is a stage. If you take everyone at face value and you think that everyone is being authentic, you're gonna have a bad time out there. Someone can like give the performance of like a lifetime. Someone can cry in front of your face and say like, "Hey, like I've never found anyone like you ever before," and like give you like a speech, and like you're already kind of hesitant because you've had similar things happen before, but the performance is so good. You're like, "There's no way this person could be lying." Next day, ghosted. You're like, "Whoa." That's why you guys got to read energy over everything. Like, always read the energy. People will just be saying things out here. You start to see like a lot of people are traumatized on this journey. When you stay on celibacy, like you're facing your shadows, you're healing, you're working on yourself. If you guys think that a majority of the world is doing that, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. But a lot of people aren't concerned about growing. A lot of people are chasing dopamine over growing. I feel like social media made it a whole lot worse. So if you're growing, you're facing your demons, this and that, you come across somebody that probably just wants to siphon you. That is probably someone that is just a broken child, honestly. Something else SR has shown me is that like a lot of people, well, narcissists are just kind of like broken children in adult bodies, which I don't think it's fair to have us like coexist all together. That's where like the confusion comes from because you guys are like being celibate, you're fasting, you're praying, you're meditating, you're doing all this healing work, and then you still got to be like you still got to coexist with these people, and that's the dangerous part, and that's why you guys were blessed with discernment. God knew what He was doing, so hey, God bless for discernment. Imagine if discernment wasn't a thing, guys. Imagine you were out. Well, actually, you don't even have to imagine because the first half of your life you didn't have discernment. Imagine like the beginning of your life, like it was just like that from beginning to end. Like you never awakened. Like what people were doing, you just never knew what was going on. You just thought to yourself, like, man, maybe I just keep getting unlucky. Uh, it is what it is. Maybe I got to start being a little bit better. Start thinking you're the issue because you just keep attracting this stuff. So as bad as it is, we got to be thankful for like the good things that comes with this journey. And discernment is a big one. That's definitely in like my top 5 benefits of SR, which is kind of funny because I hated it when I first got it. I used to think discernment was like a curse. Any of you guys ever felt like that at any point in your life? Drop ones in the chat. They called it the gift of discernment, but I used to think it was like a curse because I'm like, yo, like, why am I seeing all these things? Now people don't understand me when I talk. They think I'm crazy. Once you could like accept that, all right, you're not thinking like other people and be fine with that, the journey gets like a lot easier. Sometimes I just want to have fun. All my dates hate it. Yeah, you can only really date people that's like on the same vibe. So if you guys are being celibate, like you got to find someone that is equally yoked. Which saying that out loud, you would think that like that wouldn't be that hard. But trust me, not a lot of people are doing this. It's very rare. And once again, be aware of people trying to mirror you because one thing they'll do is they'll know you're being celibate. So then they'll lie to you and say they're celibate and they're this and that when you're reading their energy and it's like coming nowhere near your frequency. And people don't think that you know that they're lying. But on this journey, another really cool like benefit is you become a human lie detector. Even the people that like are like the best pretenders or like the best actors, they can say something to you, they cannot break eye contact, their voice could be strong, like they give no nonverbal cues. You just read the energy behind the words. Sometimes like your discernment, you got to pay attention a little bit more. But then sometimes someone will say something and immediately before they finish that sentence, you're like, oh, they're lying. And then you be thinking to yourself, like, why would you lie about that? Gift and a curse, guys. Gift and a curse. And you can't really give it away because they got the plausible deniability. They will gaslight you to oblivion. On SR's The Celibate Journey, guys, you'll get gaslit so much. If you're like still in the matrix and you're still talking to people, you get gaslit like every day. Like it's crazy. You be getting gaslit and lied to about things you don't even know like why they're lying about it. And that's why you also get to a point in this journey where like you stop explaining yourself in like honestly. Because if you guys are out here explaining yourself to like everyone where you're having a misunderstanding, they are committed to misunderstanding you. So explaining yourself just allows people to do like more witchcraft on you and stuff like that. SR and celibacy gives you the power to walk away from people very easily. And you will always surprise people like when you do that. On SR, like you see the BS, and people are think I'm lying when I say this, but this journey will also give you the ability to see in the future. You start unlocking like psychic gifts. So claircognizance and clairsentience is 2 gifts you're gonna unlock. And when you combine your claircognizance with your clairsentience, you can predict things with amazing accuracy. Weaponized incompetence, exactly. So sometimes you can like have someone in your life and you're like, if I call them out on this, they're probably gonna say this, then they're gonna do that. You can do that a lot on this journey, and it's actually pretty scary, like the predictions you'll be able to make. So that's why sometimes you understand that it's not even wise to explain yourself to a certain individual, and then you'll probably cut someone off, and then you'll have that person do a smear campaign in the way of saying they cut me off for no reason. That's a manipulation tactic within itself, because at this grown age, come on now. People know what they're doing and people know exactly why they got cut off. But the fact that they want to act like, why'd you cut me off? What's going on? They know what they did, honestly. When you're talking to that individual, they had all these different insights, this and that. You knowing them, you know they're not dumb. Like, they're trying to like play dumb to manipulate you further, which is insane. They will say you are going crazy. Facts. So many people are gonna try to like say or like drive you crazy and then say you're crazy for reacting to what they're doing. That's why you guys got to peep it and just move on. Like, a lot of people out there, you're never gonna get an apology from them. If you guys are waiting for an apology, I'm not saying everyone out there is not gonna apologize to you, but a lot of you guys, that person you're waiting for an apology from is not coming your way. And once again, this journey makes you mature in the sense where you still got to forgive them. As annoying as it is, guys, you guys just got to forgive people. And that's how like you know that you've come a long way, where someone can like slime you out in the worst way possible and you don't even like stick around for explanation. You walk away and you just forgive them. And that's how you know you've been growing, because a lot of people can't do that. And a lot of people can't even say I'm sorry. Like, it's like kryptonite. Like, they can't, like, like, it will actually like physically harm them. So it can't come out. And because of that, you guys got to understand that, like, for one, their trauma is like making a move in that way. Yes, they're incapable, but doesn't mean that you have to constantly wait for something you're not going to get. I forgive, I'll never forget. Facts. I just saw a TikTok about that, like a neurodivergent. Uh, when someone tries coming back like 15 years later after they traumatize you, and you're neurodivergent, you still won't forget that. Honestly, when you're on this journey, like, you'll forgive people, but you remember everything. When how people treated you at your lowest moment, people be thinking they could come back like when you're up again. That you won't remember how they treated you, their facial reactions when they were like doing it to you, them talking behind your back. I don't know why some people think that like time away just means that like it's like a forgiveness or something. That's always been like a weird concept to me. They be like, nah, we don't got to talk about it. And then they get mad if you even bring it back up. And once again, these are like the things that people do that will make you just want to just be in your house. They come back like 10 years later. They're like, yo, what's up? And I'm like, yo, like, you robbed me. Like, you borrowed money and never paid me back like 10 years ago. Why are you holding on to that? You're holding on to grudges. Oh my God. Da, da, da. A lot of people are going to do shaming tactics out here, and you guys got to be able to see it and not let it affect you. On this journey, remember, like, a lot of it's just projection. And another benefit I like about like celibacy at SR is you just become like a mirror to like other people. So you will get like a lot of accusations on this journey. And sometimes you probably won't even know like what's going on in the other person's head. But these accusations be exposing people like left and right. Sometimes someone's not even on your radar. A lot of people give out fake apologies too. Facts. Apology with intent. But yeah, a lot of these people will forgot where I was at. I know one of these messages is gonna remind me. There you go. Every accusation is a confession. Yeah, sometimes people aren't even on your radar, and then they'll like accuse you of something, and then you'll be like, "Oh, that's what you are, or that's what's going on." And people will be like probably telling you because when you're on this journey as well, and you get this divine protection about you, people can't do things to you like the way they do it to other people. They be out here bullying other people be reacting, people be feeding into it. Then they come around you, they do it, you don't react. They end up getting their karma. Then they'll start calling you like a narcissist, a witch or a warlock, a destiny swapper. And you'll be thinking to yourself, like, you're getting these accusations from people you don't even care to be around, or people that don't even know you. Like, it's crazy. But when you're on this journey, so many people are like, they want to villainize you at like at every turn. And then you start to see like how broken other people just really are, because it's not even just not letting them get away with something. You being a good person triggers people, honestly. How many people in here have people getting triggered just by you being a good person? Drop ones in the chat. Honestly, I feel like certain people don't forgive forgiveness. LOL. Yeah, forgiveness is more for yourself than the other person. Yeah, how many of you guys felt like you were hated your whole life without cause? Like, drop ones in the chat. SR and celibacy takes that to like a whole nother level. So celibacy is gonna make you like glow and you're gonna be naturally happy. It sounds insane to say this, and it doesn't even sound believable when I say this out loud, but you will have someone look at you from a distance and see you smiling, and it will just piss them off. You will have someone watch you and like you're laughing and like you have this carefree spirit, and they're just like in their head, like, why is this person happy? No, it's not even more so like they can leave you alone. It's more so like they want you to feel like them. Misery loves company, and that's why you will have so many people try to attack you and get you out of like your happiness. And that's why some people like have learned to like lower their power level when they're on SR or celibacy. That's what I had to learn like when I was working my 9 to 5. Like I was on like a 3 4 month streak, and I'll walk into my 9 to 5. I'll be like just in good spirits, asking everybody, "How was your day? Everything cool? This and that." That made people hate me, which doesn't sound believable, but when you experience this stuff, asking someone like, "How was your day?" can make someone hate you. Apparently, telling someone like, "I hope things get better," like you got to figure it out, will make people despise you. But check this out. If you went into your 9 to 5 and you was like uptight, mean, you're like, why are you looking at me that way? Just saying to yourself this and that. Those same people that hated you for being nice, those people will love you. They'll look at you and be like, hey, that's a person that doesn't take disrespect. I like that person. And you're like, oh, this world is backwards. It's not that it's backwards. It's more so that like the narcs are kind of like run things, and narcissism is more so like glamorized. So when you're happy, positive, they hate you. But when you're like mean, when you're like ruthless to yourself, those same people, they're like, yo, that's an amazing person. Ray of sunshine. And so the longer you are on SR, like the worse that kind of gets. And then if you want to be around some people, they say don't dim your light. I agree with that up to a certain point. I feel like a lot of these spiritual terms are like very like black and white and absolutes. Uh they say don't dim your light, but sometimes you're in an environment where you gotta kind of like lower your power level, to be honest. Like if you do want to like survive at that 9 to 5, you can't really bring that much attention to yourself. Now, if you're in an environment that's like all controlled by you, then yeah, be yourself. And if they don't like it, then that's a them problem. But if you guys are still trying to like coexist in the matrix, and I get sometimes you guys find yourself in certain situations that you don't want to be in, because we got to coexist with these people. You got to learn to like lower your power level a little bit. Sometimes acting depressed will get you a way better result than you just being your authentic self. I hate to say it, guys, but in this reality, some people like to see you depressed and down and out. Some people you probably would have never gotten, like you've never seen them smile, you've never seen them open up, or like they're just like a wall and stuff like that. You start acting depressed, they start smiling, they start acting happy. They're like, "Yo, you good? Like, what's up? What's up?" Just letting you guys know that's a monitoring spirit right there. If you guys have someone like that in your life, you can literally, because when you can read energy too, you can literally feel their like vibe raising as you are in your depressed mode. But if you guys don't have to like be in some type of social construct, hey, keep shining, honestly. The best way to like win over your enemies too is like success. Like you never have to like do something to somebody. And this is why I'm saying on SR and celibacy, you will always win because people will let their demons take over and they'll attack you. But when you ignore people, I don't know why this is a thing. And you guys can like let me know if this has happened to you as well. But God is like, he will like bless you in front of your enemies. You guys have that happen to you too? Like God would literally bless you in front of your enemies. Drop one in the chat if that's like your experience. Like people that you're not even like having on your radar, God is letting these people see like, hey, look, you see what happens when you mess with people? And you're like, oh, cool. You're like, oh, well, don't mind if I do. So if you guys have like a bunch of people attacking you, you got to reframe your thoughts. Don't be like, why is this happening to me? Stop it. Stop. Be like, oh, you're about to get blessed, honestly. A group of people attack you, they smear your name, they lie on you. You're about to get some type of blessing. And you're going to freak out people too if you could start thinking like that. I'd be freaked out too. Like put that on paper. Like if a group of people goes up against one individual and that person starts smiling to themselves and walks away, that would probably be someone I wouldn't want to mess with because like why are you smiling? And that's how you guys be looking to other people because you guys be unbothered, you guys be calm, you guys have people throwing temper tantrums, and you're like, all right. Yo, this journey is like amazing when like you understand all of this stuff, but it probably took you guys a long point to get to this point because when you guys were growing up, you're like, yo, what is going on? This is insane. You took everything at face value and you was getting attacked left and right, and you was reacting to every single thing. I know I was. Every time someone did something like, why are you doing this to me? Why? Got so bad, I started thinking I was the issue. Like, am I doing something? You know how down bad you gotta be if you're trying to like explain yourself to a demon? They're like manipulating and doing witchcraft on you, and you're walking up to them like, did I do something to deserve this? Yo, thank God we awakened, guys, because that was the first part of our lives, the first quarter, it wasn't looking so hot. A lot of us was depressed because of that stuff. Self-esteem low, like yo. And now we see it for what it is. And once you guys like know who you are and truly love yourself, the people that was manipulating you in the past is gonna hate you. They're gonna despise you because how dare you have self-respect? How dare you put yourself first? You start having boundaries, you tell someone no when they're so used to running over you. That's who you'll know who like really deserves to be in your life. If your whole life you didn't have boundaries and you set it, yeah, a lot of people are going to react some type of way, but the ones that are like truly for you, they're going to get with the program. The one that like starts freaking out, or you set a boundary and they make it their mission to try to ruin your life, I suggest you get away from that person. Because why is a boundary making you turn into a supervillain right now? I told you I don't want you doing that, and now you're making this master plan to ruin my life. That's how some people only like you as someone that can be manipulated. And if you start staying on SR and you start seeing through the games, people like healthy individuals, like you guys in the chat, like if someone else has discernment and sees you for who you are, you don't care, to be honest, because you guys are living in your authentic truth. If I meet someone else that has discernment and they tell me about myself, instead of me getting triggered, I start feeling amazed because I'm like, yo, finally someone that can see me for me. And that's only happened like a handful of times in my life. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But when you guys have discernment and you guys are around people that's like hiding from the world, that has like demons in them, they get very triggered by that because their main mission is to like not let people know who they are. And when they look at you, it's like no matter what they do, you can see through them. They're not going to like you. And if people can't control you, if people can't manipulate you, guilt trip you, this is how you know we're in a matrix, because they all end up doing the same thing. If they can't manipulate you or control you, they're going to control how other people see you. So now that you like have been on celibacy for a while, and now that people can no longer manipulate you, now they're like, all right, let me manipulate other people. And you start hearing like the most craziest lies being said about you. How many of you guys right now is like a villain in someone's story out there? Drop ones in the chat. The Peach, appreciate the follow. How many people out there right now is making you out to be like, in their version, it's like they're making you out to be someone that's like trying to take over the world. Drop ones in the chat. And the scary part about this journey that you're gonna see is some people know they're lying. Some people like they base their whole reality of making reality be whatever they want it to be and living in said reality. So yes, you will come across some narcs that will lie and they know they're lying, they know they're bad. The ones you got to watch out for are the ones that are believing their own lies. Because at that point, some people be convincing themselves that you're like this big threat in the world, and they got to like recruit the Avengers to like take you down or something. And the whole time you're watching this like individual like recruit these people and giving these people speeches that like they got to like take you out to better the world. And that stuff just be confusing you. You're like, all right, this is the world that you live in. And the sad thing about these smear campaigns is that like it's like a gray area. Not everyone that's like in that group is just like someone that was like always against you. Some people that are in that group is probably people that are easily manipulated, and they believe the lies and they truly think that they're going to be good if they end up taking you out as well. Regardless, I don't know about you guys. I don't want any of those people around me, to be honest. In a smear campaign, you're going to have the instigator. They need to get away from us. Then you're going to have those people that was like always against you, and they were always waiting for some type of lie to come out against you. They need to get away as well. 3, you're going to have people that don't know how to think for themselves, and they're just willing to believe anything. Now, I know they're a little bit more innocent, but they got to get away too. If people are so quick to believe something bad that is said about you, they can't stand for anything, so they'll fall for anything. Because let's say you do forgive that one person in the group that was being manipulated by other people. This is bound to happen again. Like you just showed me, like patterns are a real thing, and we have pattern recognition, so we can't be ignoring these things. You did this once, you're gonna do it again, and I don't want to be around for the blowback. Yeah, silence is gonna be your best protection in this reality. Everything you see, all the lies you be hearing about you, stay silent. Understand that no one is exempt from going through these things. And if anything, the longer you stay on celibacy, like the more you're gonna get it. So you just gotta start reframing your mind and accepting this is a part of your reality. So to all the people that's like messaging me like on here saying, "How do I stop the smear campaigns?" Might as well embrace it, to be honest. You guys stay celibate long enough, you get that celebrity, you hit that celebrity frequency. Do you think there's any celebrity out there that doesn't really have people talking about them and doing smear campaigns? Even the most perfect celebrity in the world is like dealing with people lying on them. Jesus was like one of the most perfect people in the world and still had to deal with people lying on him. So might as well just accept it, to be honest. And if people are lying on you, you got to just be like, oh wow, I'm going the right way. And being celibate and hitting that celebrity frequency, not only will people like lie about you, there's like a lot that comes with it. You also have like a lot of people just stare at you like in society. My first week on SR, that's when I started noticing it. 14 days, it started like really getting more apparent. But yeah, you start being on it long enough, like people they act like they see a ghost when you go out into society. And it isn't like a black and white thing. Like I wish that like everybody that was doing the staring, if you looked at them, they would like immediately would look away. That's some people. Like you look at them, you make eye contact, they look away immediately. Some people don't have no shame out there is like what I'm discovering. Some people stare and they don't want to stop staring. And you look at them and they're like, "All right, okay, you caught me. So what?" Can females do SR? Everyone benefits off of SR. SR is like the male term, but every single person benefits from being celibate. A lot of guys talk about it because I think we can agree that the male gender is like a lot more lustful, and being lustful allows them to be out of touch with their abilities that already comes natural to women. Women have that natural, like that's why that's like a phrase, like woman intuition. Like that just doesn't come from anywhere. It's like you guys already have that natural ability. But then when men hop on it and we start like noticing this stuff, it's like new to us. So that's why like it's like a lot more talked about. Everyone has like two sides of their brain. The left side is the logical side. The right side is the intuitive side. Women are naturally like, kind of more tapped into like both. Men are more so tapped in with like that left side, the logical side. And that's why when you tell like a lot of men about intuition, discernment, psychic abilities, this and that, they just think you're crazy. Because how society has like a lot of men raised is being out of touch with their emotions, their intuition, and that's all by it's on purpose. That's what I'm gonna say. That's why you have like a lot more women that are awakened than men. Not to say that everyone can't do it though. All by design. That's the word I was looking for. How I know I have my psychic abilities turned on. Your thoughts will like start telling you things. Like you start getting downloads. Maybe of things to come in the future. Maybe that you shouldn't be around somebody. Maybe the next step to take like in your career or something like that. You also will be like a whole lot more creative on this practice as well. Something I noticed when I hopped on SR is that like my mind is like always thinking about next videos to make. It allows me to flow like a whole lot easier. Sometimes I'll be saying things I don't even know like how I know the things that I be knowing. And that's how I'm able to make the videos that I make. People ask me like how do I know these things? Sometimes I'll give an answer, but ultimately sometimes I don't even know like how. Just kind of messages from God, intuitive downloads. I meditate for like an hour every single morning. And as I'm meditating, I get kind of glimpses of like what to talk about. I come out of it and I just start making videos. But SR makes you have a better relationship with God. It makes you more tapped into source. This journey has showed me that like we're all connected in a sense. Everyone is just a reflection of each other. That's why when I meet sometimes like I meet somebody and I'm like, yo, this is like me like a couple years ago. Or I'd be like, this is me if I went down like a darker path, this and that. I'd be meeting like my evil twins out there, my evil versions. And a lot of times when you meet these people, it's to show you what would happen if you kind of strayed off of this path. Because sometimes you be thinking to yourself, like, will all this be worth it? Why do I need to be good if everyone out here is being bad? Sometimes you'll think that, and then you'll get someone come in your reality that shows you why that's not a good idea. Because someone that was like you but went down a darker path is probably not having the best life right now. So that's why too, like I treat everyone, like I try to treat everyone just like good. Because ultimately, if you treat someone good, you're treating yourself good as well. If I do something bad to somebody, I'm just doing something bad to myself. And it might not happen immediately, but the universe is gonna find some way to make sure that energy finds its way back to me. So I'm not saying that to tell you guys that you need to be good because of this, but that is something to be aware about. Put out good energy into the world and it will come back to you. The higher you vibe, the better the opportunities will happen for you. Celibacy and SR isn't the only thing to get you up there. Some people even ask me like, do I need to be on SR? Do I need to be celibate? And I don't say it's like a mandatory thing. It will make it easier, but there's so much other things that you can do to like raise up your frequency and stuff like that. That's why like I don't mainly talk about SR. I had an SR channel. I kind of like elevate to doing different things. People ask me to talk about it. That's why I'm doing this stream. But there's many different things you can do to raise your frequency. One thing too is just being a good person, helping other people, walking in your purpose, gratitude, like most said. But everyone in the chat, like, what's some high vibrational things you guys be doing day in and day out? And everyone in here that is trying to raise their frequency, just add one of these things to your list. Find something that you know you can do day in and day out. Something that could fit into your routine. Someone said read philosophy, facts. Fasting is very powerful. Fasting is definitely a top 3 for me. Pray and read the Bible. Producing music and actually playing with frequencies, love that. Using your creative energy. Cleaning your energy, facts. Dancing. Every time someone says dancing and singing, I always like when people say that because I feel like it's very underrated. Ultimately, raising your frequency is just doing things that you enjoy, um, that you authentically enjoy. Dancing where you could just feel good and get that energy out is definitely a way to raise your frequency. Exercising, facts. Everyone in here should be exercising. Yeah, it comes with physical benefits, but honestly, at least in my case, I like the mental benefits like a whole lot more. Exercising will make you like clear and like all these different things. Key jong and faster release. Elite ball knowledge right there. But coming back to SR, like what's like another like the question I'll ask the chat, like what is an underrated benefit of SR and celibacy? A benefit that doesn't get talked about a lot, but it's still like a very, very good. Appreciate the heart, man. Visions and dreams, facts. Yeah, you become like a lot of psychic gifts activates when you're on celibacy. Seems like lack of karma. I more so say that like you still get karma when you're on SR celibacy, but when you're on it long enough, you're moving in a way where you don't really get that much bad karma because you're not really doing bad things. Being immune to BS. Facts. Nothing can defeat you. Facts. Better sleep, clarity, more bandwidth. Clarity and more bandwidth, definitely will agree. Your sleep will get better over time. But I think something that doesn't get talked about a lot is your sleep can actually suffer the longer you are being celibate. When you are being celibate, like you're kind of building up this like energy within you. And there's like moments in my life where I'm like very like I'm an insomniac for the most part. Right now, like I gotta make sure like I have like a strict sleep hygiene. And if I slack on it, I can't fall asleep. There's been nights I can't sleep at all. And those days I don't drop any videos. So if you guys see me like disappear for a minute, that's because I'm suffering from my sleep. I take my sleep very serious. Some people on SR say they can like stay up, keep working, do this and that. I'm not doing that. I'm not sacrificing myself to make videos if I didn't sleep or something. Prince, appreciate the follow. But the bad thing for me too is like I can't sleep if the sun comes up. Like that'd be hard. Like as soon as that sun starts shining, I'm like, damn, I'm not it's not gonna happen. And if it does happen, probably like 2 or 3 hours. Blackout curtains. I should do that, definitely. Why are smear campaigns a thing? It's just people trying to ruin your reputation. They see you shining, they see you winning, and they want to knock you off by any means necessary. You will never have someone like straight up just say they're jealous of you. And as soon as I said jealous, highly protected said it, synchronicity. But yeah, you will never have someone like say they're jealous of you, which is like the weird part of this journey. If you have someone come up and admit, like, hey, look, I did this because I was jealous, that's a very emotionally healthy individual. But if they were emotionally healthy, they wouldn't have allowed their jealousy to make them move that way. But yeah, like that's probably why a lot of you guys got confused like growing up because you'll probably have someone tell you they're jealous. Like you'll have someone probably outside see it and tell you. They'll probably tell you like, "Hey, look, such and such is jealous of you," and you probably wouldn't even be able to believe it because for one, you guys are like very humble people, and then two, you be thinking sometimes like if someone is just jealous, like it will be very obvious, but nah. You gotta learn just once again, learn how to read energy, and when you see it, start moving accordingly. If you guys keep someone around you that is like very jealous and like insecure for too long, that person can literally like mess up your life. They start moving in a way where they don't even know like why they're doing the things that they're doing. They start getting possessed by that spirit of jealousy or envy. And what is crazy too is they're probably normal to everybody else, right? Normal to everybody else. And this is the thing that's going to happen when you've been celibate and on SR for a minute. Normal to everybody else, but there's something about you that makes them jealous. And it's a feeling that they've never felt before. So they start acting in a way where they start trying to humble you, doing this, doing that. But if you told anybody else, they wouldn't believe you, because to everyone else, that is a cool person. They haven't experienced anything like that. And a lot of people are solipsistic, which means that everyone just sees things from like their lens, their reality, and they try to negate what other people are going through. A lot of things you go through on this journey, people are not going to understand you, to be honest. Unless you're on my frequency and you went through these things, you're not going to understand it. I make a lot of content about like people being jealous, envy, the secret competition, warlocks, narcissists. To an outside perspective, it might seem like I'm making up these things. But when you truly go through these things and know that's out there, you're like, oh, okay. You start being like in this like group of people where it seems like we're the sacrificial lambs and not everyone else can really see it. Many are called, few are chosen. You guys staying on this path. What's up, Kyoto? What's good? You guys staying on this path. You guys have chosen the path, the righteous path, the path less traveled. And because of that, you're in a small percentage of the world that is getting attacked and targeted out here. And you try to open up to other people and think you're tripping. Try to tell your friends like about the things that you be experiencing like on a day-to-day basis. See what they tell you. When I first awakened, I was getting called crazy left and right. I was dropping content about this, getting called crazy. What's he talking about? And now that I have like a following on here, the same people that called me crazy, they don't know what I'm talking about, but now they're like, all right, but he has to be talking about some type of truth. But understand that like a lot of people aren't gonna see the things that you are seeing. So when like you can tell one person like, hey, I think that person's jealous on me, they're gonna try to like victim blame you somehow. You're gonna deal with like a lot of victim blaming on this journey. Jealous of you? Come on now. What would they have a reason to be jealous for you about? They have more money than you. They have a better job. It's all in your head. Stop tripping. A lot of rules don't be applying to you guys because people will start telling you that you will never have someone doing better than you hate on you, which has not been the case with you guys. You guys have been on the verge of homelessness and still having people that have money hating on you and trying to keep you in that spot. And that's how you know you was like a threat to a lot of these people. Because how am I trying to figure out my next meal? How am I like I'm about to be homeless and you got like a full-time job, you got families, relationships, and you're still attacking me. Make it make sense. But that's the thing you gotta deal with on this journey. Something you're gonna deal with a lot on this journey is people being in secret competition with you. How many of you guys be experiencing a secret competition? Drop ones in the chat. And that will throw you off too, because you guys have never been in competition with people. So having someone be in competition with you, it's hard to detect, at least in the beginning. But then you start going through it enough, you start picking up on the patterns. But you guys are so genuine. You guys probably had this stuff happen to you. Whole time the person's in competition with you and you're helping that person to beat you. The whole time they're waking up, they're thinking to themselves like, I need to beat them. And you're thinking like, we can all win. Power, friendship. You're giving them advice. You're like, you can do it. Whole time they're trying to like destroy you. And then you realize they be in a competition when they start getting very like disrespectful. We're actually gonna pin that, guys. The power of friendship, guys. Never forget the power of friendship. But yeah, you never understand it until like they start getting very disrespectful afterwards. someone that was pretending to be your friend, they start attacking you like crazy. They start trying to humble you. They start trying to make up reasons on how you cheated. And you're like, cheated? What did you cheat in? Like what can you cheat in? Like what competition? Who are the rules? What is the referee? And they're like, you beat them. And you're like, beat them? What? This stuff doesn't be sounding real, guys. I swear. Jordan, the chosen one, was mean to me on the phone. Appreciate the gifts. Thank you. But yeah, they start getting very disrespectful after they figured out that you beat them, and they're gonna try to expose you after that because they feel like you humiliated them. And the whole time you've been trying to like uplift this person, supporting them. And for a lot of you guys, like you guys are like the only ones supporting this individual. They would open up, they would tell you how everyone's fake, how everyone's doing this, how no one wants to support them. And you're like, hey, you know what? Let me show up for them. Let me show them that not all human beings are like that. Whole time when they were opening up, they were just talking about themselves the whole time. Care Bear stuff, Care Bears reporting in. Sometimes when people is like complaining about people, they're really just exposing themselves. That's why these days when people they gossip about other people, I never make that be the I never try to get an opinion of somebody else from someone that's like gossiping or something, because I've been through like people lying on me like crazy, doing all these weird things about me. So I'm like, if I haven't had like a one-on-one conversation with this person and formed my own opinion, I don't really care what other people say, to be honest. And a lot of times too, like what I've been seeing these days is the one that is getting ganged up on. Like I'm not the only one that goes through these things. I see when other people get ganged up on. When other people are getting ganged up on, I sometimes I be looking at the person getting ganged up on, and I'm like, yo, I'm trying to understand them. Like, why is this happening? Is this a smear campaign? Are they lying on you? Because when you are being celibate for a long time, you are an embodiment of truth. And when you're an embodiment of truth, a lot of people don't want to be around the realest person. The realest person in the room is the one that has like the least amount of friends. If at that, a lot of you guys probably don't even have friends because of all the backstabs, the betrayals, them acting one way to end up switching up. So when you have a group of people jumping somebody, you be paying attention. You're like, yo, what is going on? Let me get the facts. And I'm not saying it's not like a black and white thing. That doesn't automatically mean that if a lot of people are going up against this one individual, that automatically means they're right. But it just means that you guys pay attention. Like you guys pay attention to, you guys don't fall for like the group thinking. You guys know how to think for yourselves. You guys form your own opinions. But a lot of people can't form their own opinions. A lot of people need other people to think for them. It sucks to say, but some people be in a group and they look at a group leader, and if the group leader doesn't tell them to think this way, they're not gonna think that way. It's a lot of propaganda to validate them facts. Celibacy is a lonely journey, guys, but you learn how to be by yourself throughout the journey. You will have like a lot of people, like they will like do something to you on this journey too, and they'll feel guilty, but instead of facing the guilt, they'll go run to like bigger super villains, or they'll go run to like other weird people to like validate like why they did the thing that they did. And then if they could find like multiple weird and crazy people to validate whatever they did, now that's how you find yourselves going up against this group. A lot of people don't like being alone, is like what I've been seeing on this journey. And this journey has like made me comfortable being by myself. Before I hopped on SR, I was kind of thinking the same way. Yeah, I've been a generational curse breaker. I am a generational curse breaker, black sheep. So I've always dealt with being scapegoated. But still, before I awakened, I still had that need to want to belong, and I would still like want to like have friends, this and that, but still end up getting like snaked out because of my energy. But then after you awaken, you start going celibate, this and that. You don't care to be by yourself, and you see that a large majority of society, they don't like being singled out. They don't like being the odd one out. So a lot of people are willing to conform their thoughts in order to fit in with other people. And you guys stop wanting to fit in with people for a while, to be honest. You guys are willing to speak out, call out injustice, and that's a big reason why you guys be getting targeted. Someone could be getting jumped, and then you be telling them, you be like, well, maybe it's not like this. Did you try to look at it from their point? And then they start jumping you as well. All because you tried to help out somebody. And then you see that's why other people don't do it. Other people don't want to be getting jumped. What they look like. They be seeing you get jumped by 10 people and they and you're like raising up your hand like help, help. They won't even look at you. They're like, just keep looking forward. Just keep looking forward. You're like, please don't even like put me in this and that. A lot of you guys had to like, you guys are willing to like defend other people, but you guys will rarely ever get someone coming to your guys' aid. Have you guys ever had someone like, or how often do you guys have someone when you're getting jumped, people stand up for you guys? That be sounding like a fairy tale to like a lot of us. You be thinking, does that really exist? Let's say this out loud. Let's say it out loud. Someone is a group of people are jumping you, and then you have one person stop. They didn't do it. Leave them alone. That doesn't even sound real. I'm not gonna lie. Even though you guys have done that to other people, like we like, well, once we start getting jumped, we're like, all right, we're in this by ourselves. We went through this time and time again. It's you guys don't even expect it. And if you ever get someone that defends you, that feels weird. That's how like by yourself you've been this whole time. Like if someone does end up defending you or saying something nice in the midst of it, you'd be like, what do you want from me? Or this feels pretty weird. But most of the time it's just you against the world when it comes to these groups. Happen like once or twice, but very rare. Yeah, I'm not saying it never happens, but yeah, definitely very rare. Not even my own mother. Hey, family be the main one, guys. Celibacy is a lonely road, and that be included in family too. Celibacy is probably the reason why a lot of you guys like had to disconnect from your family because you saw them for exactly who they are, and then your frequency probably had to pull you away. Where you had a situation where your family member was supposed to defend you, but instead of defending you, they teamed up with your enemy. Once again, this sounds like straight out of like a plot of like a horror movie or something, or a comedy tragedy, maybe. Family member, like you're going through it, expected a family member to stick up for you, teamed up with your enemy. That's insane to begin with. And then a lot of you guys figured out that like they weren't your family, they were like your enemy this whole time. What does the Bible say? Like your first enemy will be of the household. A lot of nuggets in the Bible, guys. You be hearing this stuff growing up, and you don't take this stuff at face value until like you go through it. And that's just the same thing with knowledge. Like you can have the knowledge and you try to tell someone that it's not there yet, it's just going to kind of fall off of them. And a lot of things they said growing up, or like you would see in the Bible, or they would talk about spiritually, it's like you're seeing it happen like in real time. So we can write our Bibles with our own lore, pretty much. All the stuff you guys have been through, I always be saying write a book. That's pretty much what the Bible is. List of these different stories that has been going on throughout like history during that time. Do you work? Social media is my job. May I'm going through relationship stuff and can't see their side. Your videos feel like my story. Should I take them at face value or see them as general insights? Hey guys, on this journey, should you take people at face value or should you pay attention to their patterns? Should you read their energy? Should you listen to your discernment? Let's help that one guy out in the chat. Amina says, pay attention. Yeah, that's one lesson like you will get like in the that's one lesson we learn in the beginning of this journey is you can't really take people at face value. You got to really pay attention to what they do instead of what they say because a lot of people are just willing to say things to get you under their control, to manipulate you. On this journey, you see through it as clear as day. But beforehand, you was probably trying to see the good in everybody, and that always kind of ended bad. So just pay attention. But if you guys have any questions regarding celibacy or SR, go ahead and ask me, and I got you guys. Like I said too, like I had an SR channel. This was like the main thing I was talking about. People been asking me to make another video, so this is a video, and I probably won't talk about this for like probably like another year or something. How long has it been? Like a year, give or take. Hey, Paulette, appreciate it. Mine isn't on Smex or relationships right now. I'm pouring into myself. I'm invested in myself, and that's the way it has to be. Facts. And you start seeing once you kind of put all that energy that you was putting into other people into yourself, it reflects. Honestly, a lot of you guys probably had to cut off certain people to end up elevating. As soon as you cut off certain people, get that energy back, start getting more money, start getting better opportunities. Things just start like happening for you guys. A lot of people that be in your life be gatekeepers, and some people use lust to keep you trapped in a certain frequency. You've been celibate for 12 years. Congratulations. What's been the best benefit you've noticed? I think the full name is Indigo, but appreciate it. Explain. So some people, they're at a certain frequency, right? When you first met that person, you met them because you vibed on a certain you vibed on a certain frequency. So when you met them, you guys are right here. Now, you being on the same frequency as this individual, you was getting good behavior out of them because you guys thought the same. So this person was probably you was able to connect with them, talk this and that. Your frequency starts going up, rising. A lot of human beings, they view life as like a competition. So when they see you start to rise, they do things to try to pull you down. And a lot of them aren't even aware that they're doing it. So they start throwing things at you to like make you lower your confidence, lower your frequency. You start going up past them. They start trying to humble you, trying to embarrass you. How many of you guys have people attempt to do like public humiliation rituals on you or try to embarrass you in front of a group? Drop ones in the chat. When people do that, that's like a destiny swapping like type of like tactic. They're trying to sacrifice you in a group, like in front of a group of people, and the laughter that they're gonna get from it and the shame that you get, that's them siphoning all that energy for themselves. So if you got people doing that, and it's not a black and white thing, some people can joke like that, but you guys gotta have that relationship. Some people they hide behind the plausible deniability of a joke, and you got to be able to read the energy. Like, is this an actual joke, or is this passive aggression disguised with a joke? But the best thing to do, like when people try to do those things, and you naturally will get this ability on your celibacy journey. This is an underrated ability. I don't think gets talked about a lot, but you become very stoic. Like on this journey, like I've become like a whole lot more calm, a whole lot more stoic, and things don't be bothering me. So when someone tries to embarrass you like in front of like a lot of people and you just don't like really react, you stay silent, you stay calm, you will freak out like a lot of people by doing that because that's like a return to sender in real time. The emotion they tried to invoke out of you, because you didn't do it, is going to go back to that other person. How do you get unbothered? Read a book called Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. But like I be saying, like celibacy naturally just makes you become it. Some things be happening to me these days, and I be thinking to myself, because I'm a very self-aware person and I'm able to think of a timeline. Something will happen to me, and I'm able to think about a time when like a previous situation will happen and how I would react. Now, like a year in, I'm not lying to you guys. Like, I don't really okay. I don't really like getting personal, but I'll say one story on here. There was one time like I woke up and it was raining, and for some reason, wherever my car was at, it just got flooded. It just got flooded and like ruined everything like in the car and whatnot. If I wasn't on SR, that probably would have made me depressed. Whatever, because I was going to the gym like that day too. I probably would have saw that, went back in my house, and just like, all right, I'm over today. I was like on 7, 8 months, and I remember this too. 'Cause I was in a Discord too. Like I sent the video, like my car was like flooded. I literally just got in that car and just went to the gym. Like I don't really, when you're on celibacy for a minute, like I don't really be tripping over 3D things. I understand that none of this is real. A lot of these things that be happening is those things are be like spiritual warfare, like in real time. So when things like that happens to you guys, if it happens and you guys start getting in your head, you're like, why is bad things always happen to me? Da 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 da. Your thoughts are very powerful. So if you think that, you're gonna reflect that back in your reality. But if bad things can happen to you and you just be like, oh, okay, uh, something good's about to happen to like replace whatever this was. But this life is gonna throw you some like crazy curveballs. This spiritual warfare, they're trying to break you by any means possible. And when you're celibate, it's like nothing can really break you, to be honest. Thoughts are mind programming facts. But yeah, when people start doing things to you, just ignore it, to be honest. It's kind of like funny too when you see them get uncomfortable, like when you ignore said thing they did, but they wouldn't have felt uncomfortable if they just left you alone. On this journey, you're gonna have a lot of those moments where people are going to realize that they should have just left you alone. Because SR celibacy, it makes you glow, and people take your glow and people take you smiling and just being happy. For some reason, people take that as weakness. I don't really, I don't know how that became a rule in society, but they will take it as a weakness. They'll mess with you and then realize like they really had the wrong one, to be honest. Because when you're on celibacy, trust that the universe and God, like you're highly favored. So someone attacking you while you're celibate is like, man, you'll see like them go through the craziest things. And once you stay on it long enough, like you hit this rank in the spiritual realm where you'll always find out about it. And you guys just got to pay attention too, because it's not going to be like it happens and then you're going to get like this email from God, like, oh, yo, this is what I did to them. you're gonna find out about it in like unorthodox ways. Either they will bring it up to you themselves, they'll say it in passing, they'll probably say like, "Oh, like I'm not doing so well right now." A family member might bring up something that they're going through or something like that. When someone attacks you and you're divinely protected, it's like you find out about it. It's very weird. You also will be very lucky on this journey as well. A lot of things like before I hopped on a celibacy journey, I just thought I could never win. Things was just always going bad for me. Things were just like every time like something good would happen and I'm like, "Oh, I'm about to make it out of this." Another bad thing will happen and I will be in a constant cycle of just traumatic events. When you're celibate for a while, it's like you're just lucky. Like the universe is just like on my side. And even when a bad thing happens to me, it's like ultimately for like my greater good. And I also understand that I don't have the all knowing to know what happens behind the scenes. So sometimes something might happen to you and you're like, "Oh, this is bad." But what if that bad thing is protecting you from something like greater? Like the old me, if I went outside and my car didn't start, I probably would be like this is horrible, like just getting mad and whatnot. But now, like I am like on this journey for a minute. Like I'll go outside, my car won't start. I'm like, oh, this is probably trying to protect me from like a car accident or something, or it's just keeping me away from something. And that's why you guys also got to learn to be in the flow of the universe. When you're able to let go and just let things like just play out, things will start happening for you. But if you try to like control everything and you get stressed out, and you're like, why is this going this way, this and that? That's when things will be a lot harder for you because you're making it harder for yourself. Catalia, appreciate the rose. She didn't get that reaction. Looks stupid. Message came out of nowhere, but I bet, I bet. Yeah, guys, don't react. That's the biggest thing I'll say to you guys. Even if you get triggered by somebody, because you got to understand, people are studying you guys out there. Whether you guys want to believe it or not, people are studying you. They're studying your insecurities. They're studying your mind because they want to know what makes you tick, what you're insecure about, which is weird because you be like, you don't be thinking about this stuff. You be thinking like, oh, like I'm just trying to connect with people, like la di da di da, power of friendship. Other people aren't thinking like that. People are like, all right, they twitched right there. So I could probably use that against them a little bit later. Oh, they opened up in a time of vulnerability. I'm gonna remember that to use it against them in the future. And that sounds very demonic what I'm saying, but there's a lot of demons out there, guys. If you guys don't notice at this point in the journey, I don't know what to tell you guys. You will have someone like you thought was like very close to you, and you guys kind of get into something, and they throw something in your face, and you got no words for this person. You're just in disbelief. Drop ones in the chat if that's happened to you guys. You guys gotta be very careful what you guys tell people out there. We are in a Truman show, guys. It's like you're under constant surveillance. It's like people are trying to get something on you. Like it's so crazy. And sometimes too, you guys are like so fast at like growing and you guys are always committed to becoming a better person that sometimes when you open up about something, it's something you're actively working on. And then when they get the time to throw it in your face, it has no effect, but still you're disappointed because you never expected it out of that person. It's not more so what they said, it's the fact that they said it. But yeah, some people, guys, you guys got to be comfortable not telling them like what you got going on. Sometimes there's that one person that calls you once every 3 months, once every month or 2 months, just to ask you about your life. They don't say anything about themselves and then they hang up the phone. Stop opening up to these people, guys. Right now in your life, pick one or two people and be like, these are the people I'm opening up to, and keep it at that. Because what you say on this journey can be used against you. And not just what you said, like the way they'll manipulate it. Like, yes, I hate these demons and I hate these manipulators, but I can at least acknowledge the talent about manipulating some of these situations. Like, it's actually pretty impressive. It just sucks that I got to be on the opposite end of this, but the way they'll twist things, not only will they'll twist even like good intentions too. Like, you'll do something good for somebody and you'll feel good about it. Like, oh yeah, it's cool that I was able to help them out in their time of need. Someone will take that good behavior that you did and like twist it and make it seem like you only did it because you had some evil intention. A lot of people, there's this video called like Levels of Thinking. You guys should check that one out on YouTube. It kind of like gave me a lot of clarity of like what's going on out here. But a lot of you guys, if you guys are like relating to like how like I'm thinking, we're like on level 6, like level 6 or 7. A lot of these narcs, they think like at level 2 or 3, where they can't put themselves in the shoes of like another person. So they can only think in the way of, well, I would do this in this situation. So that means you will do it too, without understanding that everyone is their own person and that everyone thinks in a different way. So sometimes you will do a good deed for somebody and they'll think that if they did it, they were only trying to do it to get something out of somebody or to manipulate them or to do this. So now when they're trying to twist it, they're just talking from their own thoughts. And that be exposing themselves in real time, because you be thinking like, who even thinks like that? Because you guys wouldn't even like manifest that thought in your head. You're just thinking to yourself like, I just want to do this out of the kindness of my heart. But some people, they don't really have kindness in their heart, so they can't even fathom that what you did was just out of nowhere. So right now you're probably beefing with somebody because you did one good deed and now they're manipulating that good deed. And now you guys are kind of like more wary with who you be good and kind to. Because if you're not selective with your empathy and you're being kind to every single person that you meet, that's going to get you into like a lot of trouble. Understand that you guys aren't normal people. I know you guys are humble. It kind of like sometimes it's like you don't even want to admit that. But understand that you're a small percentage of the world where a lot of people are broken and they don't even feel like they're good to receive good energy. So sometimes you come into somebody's life and you do something good for them. They don't think they're deserving. And because they don't think they're deserving, now they got to like try to take you out, which is insane. A lot of you guys have been sent on assignment to like heal people, and either they can rise to the occasion, which rarely happens. They start trying to pull you down to where they're thinking. This probably happened in a relationship, a talking stage, a friend, but you was like legit a good person in their life, but they didn't think they deserved you. So they start doing things to treat you, to get you to treat them how they feel about themselves. Which sucks too, because a lot of people, they got potential out there. But remember, we got to stop falling in love with people's potential and see them for exactly who they are. Because yeah, they were like a nice person like that one time, or they did some nice deed. Like you saw them be good at some point in that friendship or relationship. But you got to believe them who they're showing you that who they are at this point. Yeah, they did that good deed, but after that good deed, they start gossiping about you. They start trying to manipulate you. They start throwing you under the bus, trying to humble you. You guys constantly trying to see the good in people. Well, someone commented this on my video and it kind of resonated with me, but constantly doing that is like self-betrayal. Some people might think you're too strict, that your cutoff game is very ruthless, this and that. But honestly, like, you guys have had moments in your life where you were too forgiving, and that was just self-betrayal within itself because you kept hoping they will get better. You just kept hoping they will get better. And it's kind of crazy. Some people, they just keep getting worse. Like, have you guys noticed that? Drop ones in the chat. It's like you're waiting for them to get better, but they're not even staying stagnant. They're just getting worse and worse and worse until you got a full-blown enemy in your midst. You're like, every time you think they can't be any weirder, anytime you think they can't get any lower, it starts seeming like they're doing it on purpose. And then you start thinking that they're trolling, this and that. But remember, you guys think you guys are deep and intuitive thinkers. What you think is obvious, what you think is that they're playing with your intelligence or that they are trolling, that's just genuinely how they are as a person. And you're seeing the behavior and you're able to like pinpoint why they're doing it. And you guys be thinking to yourselves, like, oh, well, if I just communicate with them, then we can like solve this immediately. 1 + 1 = 2, right? Then you guys try to communicate like, hey, look, I saw that you did this. Can you just please not do that again? I don't like that. That's my boundary. And then for some reason, that makes people want to double down on whatever they're doing. I've seen some of the craziest things, guys. I see that you're manipulating. Can you not do it? And their mind process is like, well, I'm going to show you. You think I'm manipulating you now? Just watch how bad I can get. Or some people be thinking like, oh, I didn't know I was making it obvious. Now I'm going to try to do something where like, okay, it's a lot less obvious. When in reality, if you guys have discernment, everything is obvious. Like, I don't know why they don't see that. You can even sit them down and tell them like, hey, look, when I was young, I got raised by a group of narcissists. They traumatized me to no end, along with friends. I went through humiliation rituals, and now I'm activated, and now I have psychic gifts, and I can see beyond all this stuff. So stop doing it. You can literally tell them all that and give them like a 1 hour presentation. They're not gonna, you're not gonna believe it, or they're gonna think you're lying, and they're gonna take it as a challenge to be like, all right, you think you have discernment? I'm gonna show you don't know as much as you know, and you're seeing it all like play out even before they think of what they're gonna do. Like, you're seeing it, like, and that's why I be saying sometimes you guys just gotta walk away. Like, understand that some of these friendships, relationships, it is not redeemable. You guys trying to redeem it, you guys are keeping yourself in a situation that is literally like draining you. You shouldn't have to explain things that you already feel like should be common sense. If you see something that you don't like and you decide to walk away, you shouldn't be like, people shouldn't be making you feel bad about it. That's how broken the world is. That when someone does have strong boundaries and when they don't tolerate all these behaviors, society will shame you in a way, which is very crazy. Society will shame you into being a victim. It's insane. And you got to learn to see through that. Because you might have someone where like you saw that like red flag, you saw that like you're supposed to walk away from them. You didn't stick around so they could traumatize you. You walk away, you did everything like the right way. And now they're probably telling people that you cut them off for no reason. You're horrible. Why did you get your hopes up? Why did you do this and that? You're like, what are you talking about? Your society, you saw a demon in your presence, got away, and now they're trying to manipulate you to come back. And you guys have had instances in the past where you've saw things, your discernment saw it, but you didn't want to believe it. You gave them the benefit of the doubt. And that almost took you off the face of the planet. And I'm not even over exaggerating. Like literally, ignoring your discernment made someone get away with something, and they came back and they hit you with another 10 times 10 attack. And after that, you don't no, you're not dealing with that no more. You guys run a strict program now. It's either come correct or don't come at all. I have discernment. Let them know if you don't believe me, it's on you. A lot of people don't think you're going to cut them off. They think you're too nice for that. All right. You got to figure it out for yourself. Some people got to learn the hard way, guys. A lot of you guys are walking lessons in a lot of people's lives. They won't stop manipulating and doing the bad things they do until they lose someone like you, which sucks too. It's like you would hope that they will get it right, like while you're there. Like, why do you have to be their growth catalyst? But that's what God put us here for, to knock down a lot of these illusions, to expose people's demons. And sometimes we're like, man, why we got to be doing this, to be honest? Why do I have to be the lesson learned? Facts. What sucks too is like you can really show people what it is, and they'll be good for like a week or 2 weeks and then go back to their evil ways. It's very insane. Someone tries to manipulate you, you didn't let them get away with it, you walked away from them. They will think for like a split second. They will think for like a split second, like, was it me? Should I change? They'll try to be good, but then it feels weird and they're like, all right, back on the streak, back on trying to take out people. Some people can't help but just be bad. A lot of people are too far gone. Everyone has the ability to change. If you're a narcissist, I have the belief that you can come back, but sometimes it's very hard though. Like change is very hard for people for like 5 minutes. Facts. You leave them, they're thinking about it for that day. Then half a day later, they're already traumatizing a family member or something. Yeah, someone said 5 minutes on the YouTube side. They're the savages over here. Appreciate the cake. But like I said, SR will just have you like seeing through all these different things. Your program will become very strict. And don't let people make you feel bad about running a strict program, guys. When someone can't manipulate you, they'll call you like every name in the book. How dare you not let me traumatize you? You're a narcissist. You're a you gotta like just watch people like just like kind of like just spaz out. And remember, they're just broken children in adult bodies. Sometimes they gotta throw a little temper tantrum. But don't give in to the temper tantrum, because a lot of you guys think that just because they're a certain age, they have to be mature. And if they're throwing a temper tantrum, there has to be like some logical reason. Me, myself, I put like a age on everybody like I talk to. So sometimes I'm talking to an adult, they start moving like a teenager. I'm like, oh, this person's like 16, like in their head or something. Some younger people, younger than me, be super mature. Probably meet someone that's like 17. They're talking like a 40-year-old. I'm like, oh, this person's 40. I look at people's souls, not the avatar that is presented in front of me. Because you have some like even 70 or 80-year-olds to the time they leave this life moving like they're in high school and stuff like that. And if you treat everyone like they're an adult and they're growing and they are evolving like you're gonna have a bad time. But when you're able to like put people in categories, life gets a lot easier. Did I have any struggles with SR? A lot of struggles. My struggles with SR. Hey, appreciate that. Thank you. My struggles with SR in the beginning, very lonely, people not understanding me, friends making fun of me for choosing this path. Mm, I've actually attracted a lot of cults. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've had a lot of cults target me for being on this stuff. As crazy as it sounds, uh, insomnia. I deal with that sometimes. For people that's been following me for a minute, people know I don't play about my sleep. That insomnia, they'll be like spiritual warfare. It'd be like trying to get me back to going back on that in my low vibrational ways. And me, like, I hate taking melatonin. Like, I don't like taking melatonin or anything that can make me sleep because it kind of disconnects me from source. I'm not gonna lie. If I wake up groggy, I can't make good videos. What's up, Leppy? How are you? Do you have stalkers that astro attack you? In the beginning, yes. If when you first start SR or celibacy and you start getting sleep paralysis a lot, that's someone astro stalking you. I fixed that by like I don't go to sleep with food in my stomach. As crazy as that sounds too, if you go to sleep in a fasted state, you won't be dealing with the BS of like all like the spiritual warfare, like while you be sleeping. You're very tapped in. It's like I'm getting a play-by-play of my own life. It must be the collective vibe. Yeah. SR also like allows me to be on this frequency where you guys are at, so I can talk about these experiences. That's like the crazy thing. Like SR does make you like telepathic. Uh it's like I feel like I be reading people's minds sometimes. And it's like I be thinking something sometimes, or someone be thinking something, and I guess I say it, and they're like, "I was thinking that," and vice versa. So when you're having other people that's on the same frequency around you, you're just gonna have like a bunch of synchronicities happening. And that's another thing about SR. Like I get like a bunch of synchronicities. People that follow me for a minute, every stream I do, like I call out some synchronicity I be seeing. I've also started paying attention to car horns. That's how self-aware I've become. Like if I say something and in my head I'm like, like a car horn happens, I'm like, oh, confirmation. That's how I knew I was too far deep down this path when I started doing that. I'm like, yeah, there's no going back. Dogs barking too. I didn't know about that one until like I had made a video, and right before the video ended, a dog barked. And then I know like I'd be learning from you guys too. I started reading the comments, dog bark confirmation. And I'm only laughing because like when you guys be commenting, I'm like, yo, like there's other people out there that think like me. Because if I say that in real life, people look at me like I'm crazy. And I've been on this part of the journey so long that I don't know what the craziness, I don't know what is not common knowledge at this point. Like I was hanging out with a friend and I saw like a license plate. And I was like, hey, 444. He just looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, oh, pull it back, pull it back. I thought, I don't know why I've been thinking like angel numbers is something you can just say regularly on this path. Especially men. Men will hate you talking about angel numbers. That's unawakened. But that's why like I be like dropping videos and then you guys be screenshotting the thing like 444 888. I'm like, yo, this is my community. This is my community. So to any of you guys is like feeling probably lonely on this journey and really want people to talk to, just make content, honestly. People be asking me, do I like have a lot of friends and stuff like that, or have people that understand me? I be doing these live streams. People that comment on my videos. I feel like we're a community. He said 444. He thought you were stuttering. That's funny. I let them yell out the angel numbers, then I confirm. Facts. But it's like you don't really see people in real life like doing that. That's like a reason too. Like I started seeing angel numbers a lot. Like when I hopped on SR, I started seeing 1111 like everywhere. It's just insane. That was like the first one I was seeing so much. That's why like I got it tatted right here. You also like you'll become very lucky like on a celibacy journey. This is something I don't really think people believe me on as well, but I never have to look for parking. Every time like I pull up somewhere, it's like a parking spot just kind of opens up. And someone that kind of something that gave me a confirmation that that was true was one time like I pulled up somewhere and a car pulled out and I thought to myself like, wow, that always happens. And then the license plate said luck on there. I'm like, oh, this is a thing. But yeah, guys, lots of benefits comes with celibacy. I don't really see someone that won't benefit from being on it. I am known for like talking about the dark sides of like everything to get like the full pic to give out the full picture. And yes, SR does have a dark side, but it does come with a lot of good. Honestly, this is like the best my life has ever been. When I was in lust and all that stuff, like my life was horrible. Not gonna, and the worst part is like you don't know it's bad. That's how this Matrix has you confused. Matrix has people like brainwashed into chasing lust and not knowing it's the same thing that is depressing you at the same time. So you guys know how you guys will take your power back from people. Celibacy allows you to take your power back from the Matrix, which is a pretty cool thing. But then when you are not operating within the Matrix, that's when you have people that's in the Matrix that's going to attack you. And you kind of learn just to ignore that stuff, to be honest. People that's like still in the Matrix, people that like hate, envy, people that allow themselves to get possessed by spirits, you can't see them as like real people. Like I don't. So as soon as someone starts hating on me, I disconnect immediately. I'm like, oh, that's not a real person. That is like an Agent Smith. And SR allows you to do that like very well. So I can like gray rock people like very, very well. There's this one guy that's been trying to get my attention for like 2026 for like 3 years, honestly. I commend his efforts. But that's how long I've went not reacting to somebody. I don't crash out on social media. People be on and I see this with other spiritual creators too. They're quick to get on like their stories and call people out, expose people, this and that. I see everything, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. All the sneak shading, the indirect attacks, the actually like making videos about me. But SR has made me in a way where like I don't really feel like the need to like address that. Because if I give attention to a situation, it's just gonna make it blossom even more. And that's the same thing you got to do like with smear campaigns. Like if every smear campaign I went through, and trust me, I do social media, so trust that I go through one like every other day. I'm not even over exaggerating, but you guys don't know it because like I don't post about it. But if every smear campaign I got and I was defending myself on the stories, like this isn't true, da 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 da, that would bring attention to it to something you guys didn't even know about. So that's how it is in real life as well. Like you just got to ignore like all the BS and stuff. Yes, it makes it worse. Facts. It's like giving fuel to the fire. If someone attacks and then you're like, "No, I gotta defend myself." Now you're in a way bigger situation than if you had just kept your mouth shut. And I know it's a human nature quality to think that you have to defend yourself, but trust you don't. What is the dark side of SR? Some of the things I said earlier, some more things I could think about. More hate. I'm not gonna lie. This point in my journey, this is like the most hated like I've ever been, but it's also the most loved I've ever been. It's very weird. Like the people that hate you though is not supposed to be in your life, and the people that hate you Sometimes you thought they were going to be in your life forever, but they got exposed because of it. So I guess that's like a dark side, but a good side at the same time. You expose a lot of people on this path, whether you want to or not. I honestly be trying to like mind my business and not really like give like because I know like we talk about this journey, like we're exposing demons, this and that. I honestly don't want that. I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna lie. Like I know that's what we're put here for. We're put here to be an exorcist. Some of you guys be here like, all right, I'm gonna expose this. I don't like doing that. That comes with like a lot of like stuff I don't want in my life. But even when you try to ignore stuff, or you even try to let people know, like, hey, look, I know I saw this, but hey, look, I'm good at pretending. I will play dumb. They don't care. Like they'll still try start attacking you and doing all these different things because they exposed themselves. They got embarrassed, and now because they can't fight the embarrassment, I got to become a target now. You become a conduit for a lot of people's demons, which is not fun. They do expose themselves. Facts. So some people ask me too sometimes in my messages, like, should I expose this person or should I do this? I'd be like, or they'd be like, should I expose this person or do nothing? And I'd be like, why not both? Because even if you don't do anything, they're gonna end up being exposed. What is done in the dark will eventually come to light. When you guys are on SR and when you guys are being celibate, you guys are the light. Like it's crazy. Like you guys are like a walking like sunbeam, and people can't hide from that. So eventually they get exposed. And that's why like that's what made me feel better about this journey. Because in the beginning of this journey, I just thought that they were getting away with stuff. This wasn't fair, that we were fighting a losing battle. Once you understand that the good side is like you're way more protected, but the world has everyone convinced that the more bad you are, the better your life. When in reality, like you stay good, you stay not vengeful, you ignore people, you just keep getting blessed, they keep getting exposed. And some people will literally try to ruin their lives to try to like snuff out your light. SR is just a fancy way of guys saying celibacy. Some people are really willing to take out themselves, or actually more so, the demons within them is willing to sacrifice the vessel to get to you, which is sad to see it within itself. When you're able to see that someone isn't even in control of how they move or their actions, you kind of have empathy for them, but at the same time, you're like, get away from me. I don't want to deal with this. Hey, smart technology, appreciate it. Hey, BB, can girls call it SR? Basically, celibacy is all the same for everybody. Holding on to your sexual energy, and they start decaying right in front of you. Facts. Appreciate the rose. How often do you meditate? I meditate 3 times in a day now. Hour in the morning, 2 minutes in the afternoon, and 10 minutes before I go to sleep. I meditate so much, like I've realized that like I keep doing this, like when I do my streams, and anytime like I really gotta like think or focus, my hands like immediately goes here because my brain immediately just kind of thinks calm when my hands are like this. A Jezebel spirit is attached to your ex. Well, good enough reason to stay away from her. How to deal with being isolated by jealous people. If they're jealous, they sound demonic, and that actually sounds like a benefit rather than a punishment. A lot of people like when you are unawakened, probably people will try to isolate you, and it will feel horrible. Like, why are you guys doing this to me? Now, when people expose themselves as toxic and they start trying to exclude you, that sounds more peaceful. I don't know if that's just me. Because when you actually like your alone time, I don't know why people think that's like a punishment. Thank you. I get more time to work on videos. I get to go to the gym. And then some people like get like angry that like them trying to isolate you had no effect on you. And then at that point, you don't know what these people what these people want. You can't make them happy. I appreciate the rose. Thank you. BB says get hobbies. Facts. But yeah, once you go through like enough isolation seasons, you don't really care. You feel attacked, so going camping with family. Oh, that's fire. Let me know how it is. But yeah, guys, any other questions on SR? It's weird getting punished for your thoughts by demons. Facts. Very annoying. Start to thrive in your isolation. A lot of people had that happen. Was getting traumatized by people. Life was going bad. You go into isolation, you start thriving. What if you're married? I hear about married couples still doing celibacy. Are you on permanent SR? Nah. Um, I don't know how long I want to go. Definitely not going to be forever. But definitely, I do. Me myself, I do want to get married in the future. But not married as like how like the Matrix makes it out to be. I do know once I hit a certain frequency, like I will be able to attract that person. But now I'm not on the whole like lifelong SR or celibacy, this and that. I think it's a good tool to kind of get you on track, get you away from demons if you're around them, clear your head. But I truly believe being with the right person is way more beneficial than holding on to your own sexual energy. Imagine two high vibrational people, guys, and like you guys like are on each other's team. Someone's uplifting you. You guys are sharing energy. You guys could take over this reality, honestly. The only problem with that is you've only been in relationship with weird people you've only been in relationships with people that wanted to take instead of like reciprocate the energy. And because of that, dating probably has like a bad taste in your mouth. But just know not everyone out there is like that. We're just rare Pokemons out here in society. It seems like there's a lot of us. When I do these streams, I get like 300 people, 400 people. And you're like, yo, there's a sea of these people. And then you go out there, it's like, all right, back into the wild we go. This gives me hope. You got it. We are scattered. Facts. And then you got to deal with the ones that are saying they are this, but they're not really embodying it. So understand that being celibate makes you a target, guys. It makes you a target in the sense of people will pretend to be celibate just so they can get you. A lot of traps to watch out for. It's like walking through a minefield out there. So many different traps, things to look out for. And the minefields you can see is the ones you can see because you went through it already. So a minefield on the floor, there's like one that says narcissist. Okay, step around that. There's one that says avoidant. Step around that. There's one that says like warlock. But that's because you went through it and gained the knowledge. Sometimes you be thinking like, what else is out there, to be honest? Because now you're not putting anything past anybody. Nothing really surprises you at this point. Some people, they get to marry like their high school sweetheart. And that be sounding like a fairy tale to you guys because like relationships, friendships has been a battlefield your whole life. Like, oh yeah, I married my first my high school sweetheart. We met like in 9th grade. We're happy for them, but we're like, how is that possible? Because for us, we had to go through every demon in the book. Pull out the Bible, pull out the videos, all these different demons, like we dated them. Crazy, but it's given us knowledge and it's given you it's made you access a frequency where now we're all in here talking about these things. People that married their first high school sweetheart, they're not in chats like this, understanding what we're talking about. So lucky us, guys. I've been your prophet. Appreciate the support. I didn't understand the language till 3 years ago. That's when I awakened too. I awakened in January 2023. The year I started going celibate too. But I wasn't perfect in the beginning. First year, I tried going celibate. Uh, I started noticing like I would use lust to kind of run away from like my emotions and stuff. So anytime like I would be going through something, I would run to lust. Uh, how'd I get a handle on it? Trying to think what year it was. I was battling that stuff for a minute. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like this is like my first year streak. 2023, I had got out of a narcissistic relationship, so I was still trying to figure things out. Like I was still date here and there too. I couldn't really stay away until like I fully like locked in with this streak. How to get a high streak again? You got to write down like what you're trying to manifest, why you're trying to like walk away from that life. Your why has to be like way stronger than what's making you like want to chase that stuff. Hey guys, but I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for supporting me in the stream. Thank you guys for popping in. Shoot me a follow. I go live like almost every single day. And yeah, I'm gonna try to be live again like tomorrow, like around 12. Good talk. Great talk. Appreciate the heart me. Hey, same for YouTube and the people in my TikTok. If you guys want to watch this stream again, subscribe to me on YouTube. Live is gonna be uploaded on here immediately after I get off. But peace out, guys.